Uintah Basin High School football coverage on VTV and Strata Web View. Presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center, CrossFit Avenue, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, and Western Petroleum.
Hello everybody, welcome to Uintah Basin High School football action, and this is the big game, the Basin Bowl game between Uintah Utes and the Union Cougars. The Uintah Utes bring a 1-7 record to tonight's game. Union Cougars bring a 4-5 record. I'm Mark Mason. With me tonight is John Nurden filling in for Brian Nielsen. John, this is the big one. Whoever wins tonight goes to the playoffs.
No, it's a big game. Everyone looks forward to this at both schools. It's the one they look for year-round.
So they win and they're in the playoffs. They get Stansbury.
Yeah, that's the rough thing for Uintah. They've had a rough one with them already. So,
But I'd like to point out, though, that both schools, both programs went through major coaching staff changes. And so at the beginning of the year, they're starting to take a new program. They're trying to figure out what the coaches want them to do. Both of them start a little bit slow, and as the season progressed, both of them are really adapting to it. So we talked to the coaches before the game. Keys to elevating the game for both. John, I'll let you take the Union Cougars.
No, Union, they want to tackle well, and that's always important in a football game. If you don't tackle well, you get beat.
Yeah, and we've seen in both their games that we've covered, some missed tackles lead to big plays.
Absolutely. They also want to finish their drives and score. They don't want to just drive well for a while and leave it out there.
Yeah, and we watched that. They've got a stud there. Now I'm going to forget his name. It's Gavin Nielsen in the running back position, junior, and he just controls. He gets the edge and he makes the first guy miss. Anyhow, they do have to finish their drive. So for the Utes, the recipe's easy. Limit the big plays. We've watched them both games we've covered. That the team comes out flat, the other team scores quickly, and also those turnovers, fourth quarter turnovers specifically, John.
Yeah, they definitely have to limit those turnovers. That was a turner in the last game for them.
Yeah, you get 2 fourth quarter interceptions. And you're pretty even on time of possession. You're pretty even on yards, and you lose the game by 14 points. The recipe's pretty easy. So.
Yeah, and that limit the big plays. They started early on that one. 14 seconds in, and they're down 7-0.
I don't think either team's coming out flat tonight. I mean,
no.
It's Union versus Uintah.
Look at them; they're excited.
Yeah, and this is great for us because after covering both teams all season long, we feel like they're both the hometown team. It is Union on the road tonight at the Uintah Utes Stadium, and you look over there, and it's my favorite part is the special team coach always has to count heads. It always cracks me up because the guy on special teams, that's all he does all game long, and they still have to count heads and make sure they have enough players in there. So, how many times do you see it though? You're watching a game and a guy's sprinting onto the field to get into his position late.
No, every football game you see that.
So yeah,
right from the top down too. You see the pros get that 12th man on there.
It's the only thing you do all game long. You think maybe you're over there talking to the cheerleaders or something. So it looks like the Cougars are going to kick off to the Utes. So the Utes are going to have the ball first. This will be big for the Utes. Let's see how they come out. They've come out flat in a few of the games, and it puts them in a big hole early. We're going to watch and see how that progresses as they set the ball down. Tonight's game is streaming live on Strata Web View at www.strata.tv and will be rebroadcast on VTV Channel 6 in high definition or on cable 706. Kickoff goes. Good kickoff. It goes out of bounds. That's going to be a penalty right off. That's going to put the Utes in good field position at the 35-yard line. So Hunter Connolly, number 1, started at quarterback in the Park City game. Barn burner, 51-49, the only victory of the season. He played well in the game that they lost to Judge.
Yeah, he did play well. He made a few mistakes. That turnover, very close to a forward pass, but ruled a who knows what. Nobody could really tell what was going on, but the other team scored.
Yeah, one player knew what was going on. It was the guy running the other way for a touchdown. But you watch that, ball slick. you know, as he was going back, he lost control of the ball and he pushed it forward. And that's one of the nice things when you're watching this game on high definition here on Strata.tv. You get to see the action like nowhere else. There's the right away.
That was Dallin Sidaway, you know, and they timed that really well. I watched that a fair bit in the last game, and Dallin's like going to catch the ball before Hunter gets it, you know, and it's right there. It's very fun to see him do that. And they go a lot side to side. They work that play from both directions and make it tough to know what they're doing.
Well, and it's not a play Union's unfamiliar with. They do a lot of that themselves with their stud, Gavin Nielsen. You'll see when they do that change pace. Here's Hunter Connolly, keeps it up to the 40, about 40.5-yard line, tripped up. And fortunate for the Cougars, they tripped him up because there was a lot of green grass past him. So you're going to see that hole open up right behind the center. And he's got a pulling guard.
So we're about 3rd and 4 now.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, right there, Alan Hamlin's the one that saved a big gain. He's the one who made the tackle. So up in shotgun again. He's got he's got Maverick Lindquist in the backfield with him.
And he goes to throw it. Look at that. Oh.
Hit as he throws it. It goes over the head of number 34. Who is that? That's a Colton Mitchell. It goes over the head of Colton Mitchell. But boy, that's scary. You got a left-handed quarterback, and the left end from the defense is released free. That's what we call the old watch out block. You see how quickly he gets around number 69. Just brush blocks him. And when he gets hit, the ball sails high over his head.
No, and they were lucky nobody was there. Union could have taken that one. And that was a decent punt for Seitz. Oh.
Fields it on the bounce, makes the first guy, second guy miss. He's got some room.
And that was Nick Smith.
Nick Smith.
Nick seems like he does all right. Does a little bit of everything for Union.
He does. And you look at the Union roster, John, a lot of sophomores. Nick Smith, Ty Winterton, their starting quarterback. He and Nick, they switch off. They do that change of place wildcat with when Nick Smith comes in. But that's got to be one of the most exciting 8-yard returns I've seen, you know.
I think he broke 4 tackles before 3 of them had to take him down.
So in shotgun, it's Winterton, calls the motion, hands it off to Nielsen. Gavin makes the first guy miss like he always does. It looks like he's got about a first down. Taken down by Colmare.
Gavin's a stud. He's a big, strong kid. He's going to get him some yards every time he touches it.
Oh, he's got so much speed. He comes right here. And watch him turn it on. Actually shoves his blocker out of the way. He's like, hey, buddy, if you're not blocking, you're in my way. Get down.
Sure, and I think he got about 12 on that one. That's a good run.
Moves the chains. It's going to be first down. We have a penalty against the Cougars. That's going to cost them
5 yards.
5 yards. So even though he got the first down, they're going to start with a 1st and 15.
And they're on about the 27-yard line.
Well, I missed what the call was.
I didn't see either. You know, being this my first time helping you out, it's hard to watch the game on the field and the TV screen, you know.
Well,
so
that's folks watching at home get to see this in high definition. We're streaming live. Oh, and we've got an offside.
Yes.
And I'm telling you what, number 77 is he's a beast. That's Jed Rich. He's 280 pounds. Yeah. That's a big fella.
Yeah,
you know.
He's scary you coming across there early.
I'd be afraid. He jumps off sides and knocks over one of the Union Cougars. So that's going to set us even, one penalty apiece, 5 yards each. Back to 1st and 10 with 10 minutes, 12 seconds left in the first period. Up under center, hands off, stopped about 3 yards. That's going to be Nielsen with the carry. And he's a workhorse. He has something like 123 carries on the season. Nobody else is over 30.
No, he just does a lot of work for him. And he's a big, strong kid, and it takes a lot to pull him down.
And that's that second level speed. He hits the corner, and there's nobody catching him in a lot of instances. So back up under center, Ty Winterton, a sophomore. Sends Nielsen in motion.
Oh,
fakes a pitch. That's an old classic Coach Harding play right there.
Yeah, I wonder where they got that.
Boy, the Utes know what's coming. They dealt with that for years. They were on the giving side of that, but that's the old hammer play. My guy against your guy in the 30 hole.
You know, I don't know if all the viewers know that Coach Harding's helping out over there this year, and that's where they really are getting that from. So
yeah, that's that
good for them.
Trap play. But they had a little bit of a twist because everyone's keying off so much on Nielsen. So then they do that trap to Steve Welsh, and he goes right up that 0 hole. And in that case, Uintah played it well. Oh, caught, but it's going to be for a loss. Big loss. Wyatt Kessler in there, and coming in to help him was number 52. Excuse me, I said Wyatt Kessler. That's Union. Number 4 is Riley Domichel, and he was the first one there. But Dylan Hanks, and he's a beast on the defensive side. And there's some dirty laundry on the field after the play. It looks like it's going to go against the Utes.
Personal
foul, blow to the head. Yeah, and they're so worried about that.
Especially
the hot
this
topic.
game.
The hot topic is concussions nationwide.
You know, it really is, and it's good for the kids to make sure we worry about that. But in this game especially, I'm sure in both locker rooms.
We got a false start penalty. Yeah, just a game full of penalties, 2 apiece. Right now, the yardage going, 20 yards of penalties for the Utes. It's going to be a 5-yard false start penalty for the Cougars. That's going to send them backwards 5 yards. 1st and 15, but it's such a hot topic.
No, Mark, and what I was saying is I'm sure before the game, Union said they don't lose to the Utes, and the Utes said they don't lose to Union. You know, I've been in a few of those meetings, and each team wants to win this game. It's more important than anything else during their season. Almost.
Well, last year we came in, maybe one of them won a game, and the way they played, it looked like if they'd played that way all season, they would have dominated.
Was that Gavin again?
That was Gavin Nielsen. And I'll tell you what, Hunter Connolly and Nick Smith immediately in on the tackle, dropped him for a loss. It's going to put the Cougars in a 2nd and about 17 position. And you see,
no, Hunter was right on that. Nobody blocked him. You know, he got right back in there, acted like he wasn't doing anything, and he got the tackle. Good for him.
You've got to contain that edge. And Nielsen's a guy, if you don't contain the edge, he will punish you. His speed is just too much to handle in the open field. Get to him before he gets the edge. They're going to have Nielsen out here on the right side, up under a shotgun. There's that motion. Oh, and it's the Nick. Yeah, this is that change of pace that I was talking about. Nick Smith was the quarterback. They've changed that pace, and a lot of times when they go to Nick Smith, you know it's going to be a running play. You're just not sure which way the action's going to go. Had 2 pulling blockers, and it actually ended up being a pretty decent gain of 4 yards. Going to make it about 3rd and 12 to go.
You know, I don't know, Mark, what happened with Jade, but looks like Ty's kind of taking that job over and doing a pretty dang good job of it.
Jade Bertosh earlier in the season, he broke his right hand. It's going to be, almost intercepted, and then almost caught. Unbelievable. Landon Wynn was out in the pattern, and on him was Jade Christopherson. Jade he read the route and broke underneath, got both hands on the ball, but then put it up in the air, and he almost ends up with the catch. Landon Wynn out on the end.
No, and Jade, he's just a good athlete all around. You know, he plays all 3 sports, and he's just a good athlete.
And a lot of these kids out here in the Basin do. They've got the chance to play 3 sports, and good for them. So into punt, Nick Smith, he gets it off. It's going to take
there's no return.
Just a sideward bounce out at the 33-yard line. No return. So pretty good defensive stand for the Utes. And the Cougars did some good things, but ended up having to punt. And boy, a lot of penalties on that.
No, that's the way a game like this is going to start. Guys are a little anxious, going to go offside. You know, little false start.
You know, you coached varsity basketball for the Utes, and talk about the mindset. Why are the kids so hyped up for this game? Why are they so? You know, they're.
It's that hometown rivalry, that rivalry game. Everybody knows about it, but it's a little different here. It's very unique. Not much else but each other out here.
So fakes the pass, and oh wow, and that's Kafusi right there, George
great
Kafusi.
Tackle.
And George is a beast. He's a senior, 6 foot, 295 pounds. And you're going to watch this action on the right-hand side. if it's not for him, he's got some speed. He might have caught the corner. But right there also was his brother Paul. So the Kafusi brothers, there's 3 of them. They were both there in position to make tackle. So we're going to go back up, shotgun.
2nd and 12, gonna.
We've got something going on. There's a mouth guard on the field. And that's important. They want to make sure these guys have the right protective gear. Colton Mitchell has lost his mouthpiece. Surprised they found it on the grass. So hand off.
Oh, jeez. That nothing. He just got knocked back.
I tell you what, Riley Domichel, he gets the handoff, and right about the time he got the ball, he got a face full of helmet, too.
Yeah, he had nothing else but to get tackled.
And here's number 2. It's Landon Wynn, and just got low and had more power, used his leverage, and took him down.
Oh, that's being in the right place at the right time, too. Or the wrong place, depending on which player you are.
And the 3rd Kafusi brother, Kautai, was in on the tackle as well. So back under shotgun, bringing Maverick Lindquist back to block. They've got 5 blocking 4. Lindquist goes out in a little fade pattern. Screen, he gets it, got a great block. He's got a lot. Oh, and I'll tell you what, Steve Welsh with an ankle tackle, because Maverick Lindquist, who carries the ball a lot for the Utes, had some blockers out in front of him, John.
No, he was looking like he was going to break that one open, so Union did good to stop him. Maverick's a big, strong kid. He lifts a little bit of weights. That's tough to pull him down, I'm sure.
Boy, did you see that? I mean, Welsh, that's textbook. You engage the block, but you get rid of it. So it looks like we're going to punt with 4th and 9 to the. Oh, and boy, there's
Sites
pressure.
had to run that one out a little bit. A little fair catch.
Fair catch, Nick Smith. Yeah, Sites does that a lot. He'll catch and run. You know, and one of the things we talked about in the last telecast is as soon as he runs, as soon as he takes those steps, there's no more roughing the kicker.
No, he's in
live
trouble at that
now.
point.
Yeah, and he does that quite a bit. And you see he's got kind of that sideward soccer-style swoop.
That's because he plays a lot of soccer.
Well, you know, we talk about the kicking cartel for the Sites family. I mean, last year, his older brother, Tanner, hits the state record for field goals.
Could I believe that's the NFL record for the distance? His 63-yarder, I think that's as good as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable leg, you know. And here comes his little brother kind of just falling into the footsteps. And there is Nick Smith with the carry. He gets about 2 before he's brought down by Nick Peterson.
It looked like that was Daniel Tragan in there helping him on that tackle, number 55.
Tragan in on the tackle as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tragan Daniel, excuse me. I said Cragen. So they got Winterton out in the pattern. This is usually ends up being a running play. So they go into that motion. It's a keeper by Nick Smith.
Nothing doing there. Everybody was there.
He cut the original line of scrimmage, but met by Dylan Hanks. And Dylan Hanks, 6'2", 205 pounds. Last game he had 2 blocked PATs.
You know, Hunter Connolly, he's right in there again. You know, he's doing it all for this team. I know he was the student athlete of the week over here in Vernal, and you can see why. He's in on every play.
See Jed Rich looking over the sideline, getting the call. That's a big boy right there. Playing in that 3-4 defense that Coach Reitzel likes him to play. And you see they'll leave their ends.
Be a pass.
Oh,
and he dropped
wow.
it right there.
Yeah, and that's that. You'll see Kafusi from the tight end position a lot of times, kind of that little slip screen where he'll fake like he's blocking, he'll slip in just right behind the linebackers and set down trying to make that catch. Hits him in the hands.
Run before he caught.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to punt this. And
I can't tell you how many times playing backyard football I turn my head before I catch it. And here you see that right there. That's another classic example of a guy running on the field for
and is that Sitaway back with Hunter?
Wow. He got a dandy of a kick.
A good bounce and
Sitaway.
Wow.
Look at him dancing.
Good for him. 35. Got up to the 35-yard line, though. That was a good catch. Pretty daring of him.
The ball's spinning on the ground. You don't know if it's going to go left, right, forward, or backwards. You know, how many times you see a guy try to secure a ball like that, and then there's a mad scramble on the ground?
No, and they let that one go last week, and it ended up on the 6-yard line. They thought it was going to go through, and that cost him big time late in the game. So
yeah,
good for him to man up and catch that one, get a few yards.
Yeah,
Good tackle too.
You know the gunners are coming when you're catching the ball and there's a bounce like that. That was a dandy of a kick. Connolly hands off, got the edge. No, they did good contain.
And that was Colton again.
Yeah, and that's Kafusi out on the edge. That's Katai Kafusi. Had held the edge for him, and you preach it all day long in football. Don't give up the edge. Don't give up the edge. Look, he fought off 2 blockers, Lindquist and
his brother,
69.
His brother Paul's right there with him too. You know, he's in on that. They do a lot for this team. It looks like the 3 brothers.
Back in the shotgun. Lindquist back for protection. Hands it. Nope. Fakes a handoff. Runs into his own guy. Fumble. Oh, and that's recovered by number 23, Trenton Malner.
That was a good hit. I didn't see who hit him, but they knocked it right out and down it went. You know.
Fakes a handoff to Lindquist. It goes right up, and it's just a good strip by Steve Welsh. Steve Welsh came in and hit it hard right on top of the football. You see Welsh, and there's that key to the game is they can't have turnovers. The Utes were preaching it all week. No turnovers, no turnovers. Welsh comes in, strips.
Now let's see if Union can do something with it. You know, they've got good field position on the 34-yard line.
Up on her shotgun to go Winterton. He can throw it to the end zone from here. They're going to go deep. He puts it up.
A shot early.
Oh, right, you know, I tell you what, it hit Landon Wynn on the hands, and there's nothing more you can ask for from your quarterback. And Wynn was under pressure.
Well done, Jade Christofferson again, right there.
Yeah, and you see, and Reitzel is not afraid to put him in man-on-man coverage. And Christofferson had good position. But I tell you what.
If he catches it, that's probably all the way good.
Yeah, that's 6. But that was a nice throw by Winterton. Landon Wynn was not able to bring it in.
A lot of coaches like to go for that right after the turnover. You know, take a big hit after.
Big strike.
There's a good up the middle, got a few yards, got half of it anyway.
Nielsen gets the ball, lowers his shoulder, and just starts driving those legs. What is that, yards are after contact? They talk about that and how valuable it is because he gets hit there and then picks up a couple yards after he's initially hit. Dylan Hankson on the tackle. He had a little bit of help from his friend Tragan Daniels.
What have we got, a timeout here, Union?
Timeout. We're going to take a small break here. Word from our sponsors. We'll be back with 1:55 left here in the first period.
Are you reaching your fitness goals? Do you have any? Are you tired of the same old routine? Have you considered having a trainer? Come in today to see what CrossFit has to offer. Our well-trained staff of personal trainers can help you reach a higher quality of life. Think CrossFit is for elite athletes only? Anyone with a desire can reach their fitness goals. CrossFit Avenue, committed to you and your quality of life.
Welcome back, folks, to this Strata Networks and VTV Channel 6 production of Uintah High School football action. Uintah Basin High School football action. We are at the Uintah Utes hosting the Union Cougars. Score 0-0, and right now it's the story of the defenses. And we got the Uintah Ute crazies down there. You know, they're out there doing the cheer. They use this same cheer and I grew up in Salt Lake City. I mean, is that just a universal cheer? Everybody uses it?
I think they all use them all.
Okay, so
not too much unique there. Ooh.
Oh, beautifully played.
Very well done. Down and sit away.
Yes.
Got a good stop. Got a good hand in there, or they were going to go a distance there again.
That's textbook defense. He puts his left hand on the outside shoulder so he can know where the guy is, then reaches over with the right hand, pokes the ball out. Just textbook defense. And that's going to bring up 4th down. But this is not it's in between zone. You can't really kick a field goal.
No, I think they're going to go for it right here.
Yeah, 4th and about 6, 4th and 5. Yeah, surely you go for it. They got to get Gavin Nielsen going. I'd like to see some motion come around on you know, they come on the right side. They've got and they do. This is usually where you see the motion come to the right side. And here comes. No, they're going to pass on 4th and 5, and he goes
little slant,
completes it,
he got
and
it.
that's a first down.
Right out there at the 10-yard marker, and good throw, good comeback.
Yeah, that's Alex Horrocks, and he has made some big plays for the Cougars. And we saw this game against Wasatch. They did that little sideline curl out, and they were getting the 8 yards every time.
No, and the quarterback's throwing that ball before he's turning back. He's just trusting him right there. So that was wonderful.
Oh, and they didn't give him the first down. They marked it short of the first down.
Wow.
He was a yard past the marker when he got the ball. Oh, it's unbelievable. We got the coaching staff for the Cougars up here agreeing with me. That's robbery. You almost feel like you got to apologize.
Yeah, that was
to
no
these guys.
good.
Wow. You know, I know we want both teams to do well, but that's clearly a case of a guy doing the right thing. And turnover on downs, fortunate break after the fumble by Connolly that it turns into nothing. He gets the edge and Sidaway. He's got a lot of room, and he just runs out of the field. He runs into the sideline more than anything.
Wow, that's just a stunner for Union.
That's a stunner. They got to get reset mentally because they just got absolutely robbed by the referees. Sidaway gets the ball, and he makes the edge, gets the first down. It runs into the sideline.
You know, he got a good 20 yards out of that one, too. And
wow.
And they're just stunned again. So they need to get their game together now. It's time to settle back in.
Tilt, you got to get your mind reset and say, no, you can't worry about what happens with the stripes. Get back in the game. First down on the 39-yard line. Connolly under pressure. He puts up the 50-50 ball. It's almost intercepted. Boy, he's got to be careful. There's a time when you do not throw that ball.
Yeah, Alex Horrocks, he had it in his hands. Too bad for him. He deserved to catch that one.
And right here, he's under duress. He should have thrown it out of bounds. Instead, he puts it up for grabs. Horrocks, who made the catch for what should have been a first down, nearly gets the interception.
No, he must have a lot of trust in Colton. You know, Colton Mitchell, he's a good athlete as well. You know, he's a hard-nosed kid, so throw it up there and see if he can catch it. But that's 3-on-1. I don't think that's a good place to throw that.
No, that's a good time to throw it out of bounds and reset for 2nd and 10, which they do. Fortunately, keeper, he's got a guy pulling. He just hesitates a little bit. Only ends up with about a 3-yard carry. And a lot of times that's the guy on the end. He's containing that edge. And you're going to see that right here. It's Kafusi fighting. And he shows enough white that he pushes back in, even though he doesn't make the tackle. Steve Welsh does. He's the one that's responsible for that, not getting around the edge there.
Yeah, you know, that's a lot of running for a few yards. And the Utes tend to do that with that side-to-side running.
A lot of east to west. They got to know when to make their breaks. So we see this happen, but we have a whistle on the field. And
there's a flag down, too.
It looks like we might have got a false start.
Yeah, it was a false start.
Well, Connolly came up the line, and they did this several times in previous games. He'll call the hollered count. He'll get the defense to show whether they're going to come with blitz or not. Once the defense shows the action, they'll look to the sideline for the audible. In this case, he did the hard count, and somebody must have flinched. The quarterback can move, but nobody else can. So,
you know, this is a great night for football, too. A nice clear day, a little cool. Just feels like what you should be doing this time of year. That and deer hunting.
Well, you know, we're broadcasting this live here tonight. My partner, Brian Nielsen's up at the Altamont, covering the Altamont-Duchesne game. He called before the game. Connolly looking to pass, pulls it down. He's got a couple of blockers. He gets to the original line of scrimmage and nothing more. But anyway, he's up in Altamont. He goes, boy, Altamont cooked up typical blowing and cold. We're here, no wind. It's 51 degrees. This is how you want to play football in the fall right here.
Now, this last play, you know, Hunter, he looks and looks and looks and thinks better of it, and good for him not to get a pickup.
Sometimes the best pass is the one you didn't throw.
Yeah, that looked like that kind. This is Seitz again to punt this. We'll see if he runs out of that safety pocket again.
He holds it. Boy, they get it close. He gets a doozy off. Oh, it's on the ground. No. Wow, look at that. It's all the way back. And look at that. Boy,
Very
I
good
think
recovery.
that's Horrocks that got the recovery. Nick Smith with the fumble, but it cost him 20 yards in field position all the way back to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, good thing for Alex. If he doesn't get that one, that's too good a position for the Utes.
Oh,
right
man,
through his
right
hands.
through the breadbasket. Hey, whoa, where'd it go? And then it goes rolling back.
So it looks like Alex Horrocks has a cast on his arm. Is that a broken arm, or is that just something else?
You know, Horrocks doesn't have the. I think that might have actually been Jade Bertosh. Bertosh is number 8, and I said it was Horrocks, but I think it was Bertosh. Horrocks is number 9. I might have miscalled that, but you're right. Bertosh broke his arm early in the season. That might have been who that was.
Anyway,
and that's when they
we'll
switched
watch for that.
Nick Smith and Ty Winterton. But that might be a blessing for the future for these Cougars. They got 2 sophomores getting a lot of meaningful snaps. Boy, you go up against that front 3, those 3 down linemen. They got so much size.
We've got a timeout here.
Well, that's going to be end of the first quarter.
Oh, the end of the first quarter.
We're going to take a break from this Uintah Basin High School football coverage by VTV Channel 6. We'll be back for the beginning of the second period.
If you need an MRI, CT, or nuclear medicine study, here are some things that you should know. Ashley Regional Medical Center has the most advanced technology available in rural Utah. The radiologist at Ashley Regional has 2 board certifications in the field of radiology, including nuclear medicine. The technologists at Ashley Regional are skilled, friendly, and informative in meeting your needs. From X-rays to CTs, Ashley Regional is Northeastern Utah's choice for quality radiology services.
Pull out an English accent.
You know, during the break, I was talking to Mark. He thinks he can pull out an English accent. We can get a soccer game in someday. I was telling him this has been pretty fun so far.
Well, we do all sorts of sports. We do women's and men's basketball. We do the football. I don't see why we wouldn't want to go.
Oh, and that's a great run. He broke through everybody. He's
got a whole bunch of
couple guys left.
Lindquist is the only guy he has to beat.
Oh, and he steps back and he
he turns it back.
Very well
all
done.
The way down
Good
to
run.
the 30-yard line. And Dylan Hanks step for step with Lindquist. But what a big run for Nielsen. And I was talking about how they had to get it going. And that's the way to get your start going.
And that's that up the middle. You know, a lot of people say they don't like the up the middle. That was up the middle and clear down the side. Good for him.
And look at this. Maverick Lindquist he's hurting.
What?
And,
what are they doing?
No, they call against the Cougars. I think it's a holding call. We missed the call.
On Layden Wynn. He's at number 2.
Oh,
Landon.
Boy, and I'm telling you
that's
what,
rough.
that's 2 calls, big calls.
Jeez.
They're going to cost these Cougars. I mean, they had the ball at the 30-yard line, and Nielsen, boy, I tell you what, he's stride for side with Lindquist. They got to be careful. Lindquist is hurting, and we got number 4. That's Riley Domashell. He looks like he's not feeling that great either, but.
No, that was rough. That was rough.
Oh, how about that?
They gave back 40 yards, 50, 60 yards.
Well,
that's
I'm confused because they got it 2nd and 5. Boy, I don't know. Wow.
Oh, and they sacked the
just
quarterback.
Absolutely destroyed. Caleb
54.
Burchell comes in.
Good for Caleb. He's right on that one.
Yeah, I knew Caleb when he was an 8-year-old. He could have played varsity football when he was 8.
He's a big kid.
he was huge then. And, you know, he shed the, can I say this on TV? He shed the baby fat. Now he's just a stud.
I mean,
the 6'4", 240 pounds.
The baby fat, you know, that's a funny one. Show us your bum, baby fat.
Yeah. You know, that happened last game.
Yes, I heard that. I forgot about that. Oh,
I think it was Sinaway on a kickoff return. The defender reached up, got the belt, and just
show us your bum.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's rough. I hope he wants to forget that. We should probably not mention it.
I appreciate you embarrassing him all over again fresh. Trying to dig out of the hole. They go right up the middle again. The up the middle play worked. You know, we were just talking earlier about the size of the Utes on their down linemen. they play that 3-4 defense, and they have a lot of trust in those 3 down linemen.
You know, a fair bit of those kids are young too, so they're going to have that line again.
Yeah.
Back to punt it, huh? Oh, it's a bad. Ooh.
Wow, he gets off a punt. It's a terrible punt. It's going to land at the 32-yard line, take a decent bounce.
And it did take a good bounce.
Wait a minute, it touched the U. That might be a turnover waiting for the signal, and it is a turnover. Cougar ball. Wait a second, he's saying that if it hit a Cougar first, then it's not a turnover. And that's what's, Corbin Evans is saying, wait a second.
Snap gives uses 2 points right there on the safety. But the punter gets
so here we go. Here's the bounce, and somebody's got to say clear out. But what happens is Evans just stands there. It bounces and hits his thigh,
hits his
and
left
it is
leg.
a turnover.
That's a great call, and they deserved that one. You know, they needed something coming back. It was almost 2 points the other way on a bad snap.
Boy, it almost went over his head if it got over his head.
And that's at least a safety, and they got out of that one.
Well, we had a code when I played fire. Somebody screamed fire, and you just evacuate. Because, that ball is bouncing. Oh, fumble! It's going to go back to the Utes.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, this is unbelievable. It's just going left, right. And on the recovery is Tragan Daniels. Wow.
We talk about limit the turnovers.
Here comes the turnover, and it's stripped by number 54. That's who is that? That's Caleb Burchell.
Again.
Can't remember Caleb Burchell. He strips it. Tragan picks it up. Unbelievable, John.
No, that's back and forth, just like this game should be. Just a good, hard-fought battle for both teams. But we do want to limit the turnovers. I mean, it's fun to see, but those kids are hating that.
Wow.
In the shotgun again.
Carried by Hunter Connolly. He's got some room. He's trying to have patience, wait for his blockers to set. Gets about 5 yards. Well, this game's brought to us by our great sponsors. One of them is Ashley Regional Medical Center. They provide the most technologically advanced radiology services in northeastern Utah, including the Hawkeye 4 nuclear medicine machine and 64-slice CT scanner. I feel healthier already.
Yeah, I do too. I don't want to go see him though.
Wow. Shotgun. It's kind of that pistol formation where they got the short back. Connolly takes it
right into a tackle.
Boy.
Just ran into.
He ran into a whole bunch of Kafusi right there. And we had a little clarification. Kautai
is a cousin to George and Paul.
So we've been calling them brothers, but we're going to have to go ahead and say they're
we just
brothers
wanted 3
from
brothers.
A different
there
mother.
You go.
Yeah,
we wanted it that way.
Yeah, they are. And he met a whole bunch of Kafusi right there. Nothing given. Sets him back. He's going to make it about 3rd and 8 to go. Shotgun again. Got 3 receivers on the left side. He's going to roll that way. He's got trouble.
Oh, and that shoestring tackle. Who is that, number 57?
Alan Hamlin on the tackle.
Yeah, he did well to get a hand in there.
180-pound outside linebacker, senior for the Cougars.
You know, I watch Hunter, and he's that left-handed guy. It always feels weird he's going to pass, but it's because he's left-handed. Oh, that's a great tackle.
So 4th down.
It's in that same territory.
Right, you can't punt, you can't kick. The older side's brother could hit from here, but they're going to go for it. 4th and 6, up under shotgun. Rolling to his right. He's got trouble. He gets the first guy to miss. Here comes.
Pulls it in, gets to the 30.
That's a gang tackle. 42, 2, 57,
Everybody.
3, 12. And it's all the studs for the Cougars that were in on that.
No, Nick's in on a lot right there. Nick's always a guy you can see in on the play. Comes up.
Boy, they're really keying off on him. That means somebody's open downfield.
Yeah,
He's not getting a lot of time to look downfield. I mean, his protection's breaking down really fast. Turnover on downs. So he had
a turnover on downs.
So they had 3 turnovers in a row.
One's not quite as rough.
Yeah, at least
there's a handoff, right up the middle and nothing. That was another gang tackle the other way.
Burchell and Rich, the primary tacklers on that. Good show of sportsmanship. Rich pulling up Steve Welsh. Yeah, football is what other sport can you punch a guy in the chin, 2 seconds later offer him your hand to lift him back up again? Yeah.
You know, this number 77 for the Utes, I don't see him on our
Yeah,
sheet.
it's Jed Rich. He
Jed Rich?
he used to wear number 90. He got too big for that jersey. Said order him a new one.
Good.
he grew 3 sizes. Oh, up the middle.
Again, and he got some yardage.
Nielsen, and he's tackled by.
Gavin had some good speed there. Gavin went right up through there, and as soon as he turned it on, you knew he was going to get some yards.
Yeah, and he lowered his shoulder pads, and he gave more than Dylan Hanks gave there.
And that was number 52 on the tackle.
Yeah, Dylan Hanks.
Dylan, he.
Yeah, sometimes when you're sitting there in that middle linebacker position, and that guy's coming through a full head of steam, you wake up the next morning, your back says, what happened? That's what happened right there. So, up on our center, still going with Winterton. Hands it off to Nielsen.
And he got
Nielsen
a bunch of yards
looks
there.
like he got the first down. Yes, he got the first down and about 5 more. Be 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Cougars driving. One of the keys to the game was to finish drives.
Yeah, now they got to put something together and get to the other half and
right.
take care of business.
Yeah, link together 2 or 3 first downs and get some points on the board. 0-0 with 6:44 left here in the period. Somebody's got to score. Last year they didn't score, and then it came in bunches.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bunches, We went down to Sides kicking the long field goal for the win. Tackled by Hunter Connolly. Nielsen was the carrier. He picks up about 4 on first down. Maybe more like 3.
No, Mark, you said back in the day when you played football, you felt like it hurt after the next day. It didn't hurt when I played golf.
Yeah,
it was a little rough for me.
You were one of those golfer guys. My dad always said, why you want to ruin a good walk through the park by chasing a white ball through it,
Back in the shotgun again, or is he up under
He's
there?
under center.
He's
Ty Winterton under center. He's got kind of that pro formation. They go with that 30 dive.
About 6 tacklers there for the Utes.
Welsh in on the tackle.
That's kind of that same play they used to know from Coach Harding. And
yeah, Harding's up here in the booth with us. When they got kind of jobbed on that first down, boy, he was yelling almost as loud as me. Almost had as loud of yells as me.
That was a rough one. They're over it now and playing well, moving the ball along and looking to go.
3rd and 5, they're in Ute territory on the 48-yard line. Shotgun.
Quick pass.
Winterton throws. No, it's just unfortunate. Really got wind. Would have been a first down.
That was in Landon's hands and then on the ground.
It's tough to go forth when you're at midfield. But the Utes have not been moving the field. I'd almost like to see the Cougars go for it because the Utes have not done anything against this Cougar defense. Maybe it's time for them to take a chance.
No, this might be a great time to throw that fake punt in.
Yeah, you get right there. It's short down in distance. Yeah,
there's
the fake.
Yep, that it is.
And he got the first down.
Up past the 40.
Yeah, what a beautiful call by the Cougar coaches and Nick Smith. And you saw what happens is Kessler goes up really high for that ball.
And right up underneath fumbled and he got it back. Oh, good for him.
So the snap goes to Winterton. The up and under, drops it on the turf. I think that's how they drew it up.
You get one of each, a bad and a good on that. You throw a fumble on your stats and then you recover it.
This is instant karma.
And then some yards on top. Good for them. That was a great decision by the coaching staff and well done by the players.
Kafusi out of the tight end position.
Got a 1st and 10 out of that one.
Oh, and he hits that sidewalk. Oh, and hopefully he's going to be okay.
Looks fine.
Yeah, his cleats hit that sidewalk. It just slipped out from underneath.
Yeah, but when you make 10 yards, 12 yards, you bounce right up off
watch
of that.
him. He comes over here from the tight end position, slips in front of the linebackers, and nobody really goes with him.
No, that was pretty.
Yeah, it was well drawn up, and he did it exactly right.
Oh,
man,
geez.
God, that's just
good thing he has a helmet on.
Oh.
That looked like a skateboarder falling off his skateboard.
Yeah, I had a couple of those in my day. So.
Yeah, I saw that the other day on the fails on the internet.
Yeah.
There. Mark falling.
Did you see the guy?
Oh, and he keeps it right up the middle.
Nothing. And it's Peterson on the tackle along with Connolly.
And Domichelle. How do you say that?
I've been saying Domichelle, but I'm not sure if I'm right.
We'll just stick with Riley.
Domichelle comes off the edge. The 2 outside linebackers and the down linemen meet together in the middle.
No, Nick was right there. You're not getting by Nick. He's a good, strong kid.
Boy, Nick Peterson last week thought he had to play the game against Judge. Recovered a fumble. And on almost the very next play, that's when they had the unfortunate.
They look like they're going to do something right here. Union's feeling this.
They're moving the ball. They're at the 30-yard line. They started this one way back in their territory.
They're going to throw it.
Going
big
deep.
throw.
Oh, wow. And I'll tell you what, Sidaway was in the right spot there.
You know, and Ty, he's lucky he threw that so bad Sidaway didn't intercept it.
Yeah, he missed well in that case.
Yeah, he did. And you know, it might not have been his spot. Sidaway got in the way of the receiver.
Well, and
The
that's
receiver thought he was going to be over by the hash marks, and he didn't quite get there. So.
either that's a miscommunication or a poor route run by your receiver, because the receiver's supposed to break inside of that post, and he doesn't break. He's got to break inside of his defender. He broke behind him, you know, and doesn't have the speed to make up that kind of distance. Hand off up the middle.
And he got it.
Oh, and he's got a
gonna go the
touchdown!
distance. It's a touchdown.
Wow!
Well done.
And I'll tell you what, that's how you do it. You
That's
go right up the
finishing the
middle.
play. That's how you finish.
Wow! Talking about finishing drives. Oh,
Where'd they
Nick
start that
Smith,
one? They came
hand off at the 30-yard line. He gets brush tackled, and then he's gone. Excellent block, and whoever it was, number 53 blocked Dylan Hanks, and they got to know where the middle linebacker is. Take out the MAC, and you got yourself some good things happening.
That was well done. They're going to go for one here and knock one in. The uprights.
3:51 to go. Winterton with the kick. It might not be
shakes
good.
it out to the right,
he shakes
don't it?
Quarterback, kicker. What else does he do?
About anything.
Will he be in on the marching band of the halftime?
I think he plays the trombone.
Yeah, maybe that's it. The trombone. Quarterbacks can only play the trombone.
Well-rounded kids.
This game's,
Athletics, arts, and academics.
there we go.
know.
The triple A's, right? L&L Motor brought you this game. People you know, people who care, become a fan and like L&L on Facebook to be entered in their drawings. You can also go to llmotor.com for coupons, daily specials. Union's first one to strike, 6-0, John.
No,
I enjoyed everything about that drive.
No, it was a great drive, and they did just that's what they focused on for the game. That was one of their coaches' points. You know, they pushed the ball up, and then they finished. It almost looked like the Utes were standing there watching.
Got a picture of Reitzel there, and he's got some last-minute advice to give. Coach Allen's a special teams coach. Get his patented head count. Now it's the Utes' turn. Let's see if they can strike back. It's always important to answer scoring drive with a scoring drive. You know, especially you're here at home, you don't go on the half down.
Late in the second quarter too. You know, go in strong right now, and it turns the game around. But
well, the halftime entertainment presented by Dan's Tire, sponsor of the high school football halftime performance. This time we got a $10,000 KVEL KLCY kicking challenge. They're going to have one
Kessler's
fan.
going to kick one now.
Here we go. Oh, and he's got a little squib that goes on the ground. It's going to be picked up at about the 13-yard line. Looks like a fake reverse. Doesn't fool anyone on the Cougar side.
But he stays up for a few extra.
Gets to the 30-yard line. A nice 17-yard return.
Does that sit away again?
Was indeed.
I think it was. You were saying the kicking halftime?
KVEL KLCY $10,000 kicking challenge. You can take one fan from each side, Union and Uintah. Go out and kick a field goal, I imagine.
No,
and if they make it, they're going home 10,000, 5 digits richer.
If I was Tanner Seitz, I'd been back at this game.
Yeah. They would conveniently not pick his name. Hands off to Lindquist, makes the first
Very
guy
good
miss.
tackle.
But the number 57, that's Alan Hamlin, does not miss. Kafusi pushes inside. Hamlin finishes the job. Boy, there is just, unfortunately for the Utes, nothing happening on the offensive side.
Yeah, that's minus yards right there.
The Cougars on the defensive side are dominating the line of scrimmage and making it hard for these plays to develop. The Utes have got to come up with some quicker strikes before their protection breaks down. Oh, and we're going to have a false start. 83 and 25 going in motion, and they're a little bit disappointed. But
it was pretty obvious.
Steve Welsh wasn't disappointed. You know.
Yeah.
I wonder if that guy knows he's on high definition right now. He did really well with that call.
He looked like it, yeah. He was prepared.
There you see right there, that's
that cast.
yeah, that's number 8.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and they put him out on single coverage a lot. No safety help. Broken arm. We've seen him cup up after a couple of tackles. Oh, and he just misses. Boy, and that's a well drawn up play. And you've got Colton Mitchell coming out. And they do a double slant, one shallow and one deep. And Mitchell's wide open. And Connolly just.
Mitchell's a tough kid. He coached him in basketball, and he got in a car wreck, and he came to the next practice with a big old scar on his forehead. He just looks tough when you see him.
Yeah, I heard you had a car wreck. You're right back in the game the next day, weren't you?
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah, nothing holds a guy down. 2:51 left. Timeout, Uintah. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Moon Lake Electric was organized in 1938 as a rural electric cooperative by residents of northeastern Utah who were unable to obtain electric service from a private power company. The cooperative philosophy involves working together for the common good by providing a service that is beneficial to all. Moon Lake Electric is owned by those it serves and is a valuable community partner. We are proud to support the television coverage of Uintah Basin High School sports.
Welcome back to Uintah Basin High School football action on VTV Channel 6.
Yeah, what are we, 3rd and 16? No yard, just reverse yardage for the Utes right now.
Yeah, they really, the protection breaks down, their blocking patterns break down. The Cougars
are holding the momentum. They've got the momentum right now, and they're trying to take it into the half.
Shotgun. Boy, look at Kafusi.
Receivers out of there. They got to be there. And nothing.
Wow, and he
overthrows him just a little bit on that back shoulder.
Man, you usually see a right-handed quarterback that has trouble when he's rolling left. Here we had a left-handed quarterback. He's rolling right. Sitaway's open. He throws it to the wrong shoulder. The back. He's got to go sideline shoulder, and he's behind him. Sitaway does a game job of trying to get back to the ball. 4th and 16.
Yeah, and it's Nick again if he doesn't touch that. If Sitaway doesn't touch that, Nick's catching it and going in.
Yeah, 4th and 16, and I tell you
Going to give him good position with a couple minutes left. See what Union can do with it. They got in there early.
Oh,
and it's very close.
If he didn't catch it, it was really close. Ball bounces backwards. It's a terrible kick. Ends up being about an 11-yard kick for the Utes. 2:36 left. The Cougars are in business, John.
Yeah, they're in the right position to not have to move up the field too far, and all they got to do now is finish again.
The combination last time was, if he didn't block it, he got close. Right there, fire.
Here we go again. The Cougars have the momentum, and they're going to try to capitalize on this.
Nick Smith can do right up the middle. They hand it off to Nielsen. Nielsen hits the first tackler and gets stuffed. And there's going to be a holding call, maybe a face mask. Let's see on the replay if we can see. It almost looked like Nielsen's head turned when he was coming down. That's a holding. Okay, yeah, holding.
And maybe it was a holding first, too, because it did look like he got.
Right there's the hold. Yeah, number 50 just. Just took Birchall down. It's the old tackle hold. He just and then once the guy's on the ground, just stay laying out on top of him. And the Utes say, "Hey, you might want this back. Go ahead and call another one."
No, and that helps the Utes right there. Slow the momentum down.
Yeah, geez.
Stripes have been helping them all night.
Yeah, they have. So here we are.
Not that it wasn't deserved, but
that was a blatantly obvious hold, right? Yeah, let me tackle you.
It's a good call.
Well, it's a great hold. I mean, if you're going to hold, you might as well go all the way.
Get him to the ground.
Don't do this part hold stuff, and your guy still gets the tackle.
Make sure my wife knows what they called.
Smith goes up, makes the first guy miss. Everyone's slipping, falling down. He's got 15. He's almost got the first down. Wow, what a breakdown by the defense for the Utes. Nick Smith with another great carry, 17 yards. They were in a deep hole, 1st and 20. He picks up 17. Now you got opportunities to go to the end zone.
No,
3 yards, you can get that on 3rd or 4th down. Try to hit right here.
No, Nick's the guy tonight. He just sees it and goes well.
Wow, actually, I'm looking back at that. That's just some tremendous team blocking.
Good running, good blocking.
It's easy
well
to go
done.
for 17 when you don't get hit.
Did you see the Utes hit each other?
Yeah, I saw a couple of those. There was a nice block. Took Connolly out of the play. 3 yards to go. Motion, Smith again. Smith's been doing it. He picks up the first down. Taken down by Dylan Hanks. Also in on the tackle, Riley Domichel. Well, here we go. First down, 21-yard line. 1:54 left. The clock is ticking, but that's plenty of time. The Cougars do what they need to do.
Yeah, with the 1st and 10, they're looking good right now.
Up under center, Winterton.
I'd go to Nick again.
Boy,
too.
he bounces it outside. All he has to beat is, and he
gets tackled
puts
into
his
the
knee down and give him a touchdown. Wow. Yeah, the formula is easy. Hand it off to number 3 and get out of his way.
And then block. They had some great blocking. That was just not Nick right there. Everybody blocked for him.
Man, I tell you what, Dylan Hanks doing what he can do, but he can't do it alone. And wow, just excellent team blocking. 12-0 Union.
It looks like they're going to go for it. I'm going to go for 2 right here. They figure 1 doesn't do them much good.
The old chart would say go for 1. You know, there's a temptation to let's make it up. Sometimes that costs you. We're going to hear, I think they're going to call a timeout right here.
No.
They're going to go ahead.
They're going to go ahead and try to get 2, it looks like.
Let's see what's going to
happen.
happen.
Nick. That's
Up
what
under
I'd do.
center. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Block again, hand it to Nick.
Kind of
simple game.
And they go to Nielsen. He's got the
Nielsen
2-point conversion. And it's real easy again. If you don't get touched before you cross the goal line, I think I could have ran that one in. And I run something like a 9.740.
That's good, Mark.
Yeah, it might be 10 seconds. But you give it to Nielsen, workhorse. I think they might have touched him. Boy, the coaches are doing some finger pointing and saying, get in, get your head in this game.
The Utes need to get their heads in the game. Look at their faces. They need to start smiling and think good thoughts. They're just lucky it's halftime coming in, and they need to use that to
make some adjustments
to get back.
1:33 with 2 timeouts. There's plenty of time to do some damage, but you can't break down mentally.
Mark, sports at this age is mental. Yeah. That's what they have to work on.
Yeah.
They get themselves back ready mentally.
They've shown the capacity to come back all year. This game brought to you tonight by Moon Lake Electric, in operation since 1938. Moon Lake Electric is owned by the people they served. Moon Lake is a cooperative, not privately owned. I want to thank all our sponsors tonight. We got the Dan's Tire High School football halftime performance. We're going to stick around for that. I mean, you guys get a chance to kick for $10,000.
No, that's
all of a sudden it's interesting.
Yes.
I mean, I'm usually not that interested in kicking the football through the uprights, but you guys watching at home, live, streaming live, Strata WebView at www.strata.tv. Remember, we rebroadcast the game Monday evening, so I watch a lot of Monday Night Football. And the commercials, I'll bounce back and forth between the VTV game and the Monday Night Football game.
I might go ahead and do that this time myself.
Well, I like the announcers on the VTV game better than the Monday Night Stiff. So. Sit away with Kerry. He's got a host of Cougars on his back. Gets up to about the 30-yard line. Another nice return. 1:26 left. Let's see if the Utes have anything up their sleeve.
Do they take a couple of shots and lose their momentum even more, or do they just keep it soft and then run up the middle, run the ball and run the clock down and get to halftime?
Well, if your protection breaks down, if you only have 1 or 2 seconds, then it's going to be one-step drops, and hit the quick slants. Have the tight end sit just right in front of the linebacker, so as if he gets popped, pick up 4 or 5 at a time. But they're not getting.
Either that or just go for the one pop, the one good hit right here, and get the momentum back early.
Yeah, just
I don't see that happening.
Hands off.
Oh,
no, does not hand off. Had me fooled. Well, they're going to call it a fumble.
Wow.
But, boy, it sure looked like the ground. Oh, no, here comes the line judge. Line judge is going to go ahead and say that if the ground caused a fumble, you're going to see it on the replay. It's pretty clear that the ground caused this fumble. And this is what I like to see. Get the call right, and the stripes are talking.
Yeah, out there
Somebody
talking,
had a
getting
pretty
it right.
good view of it. Here comes and they're going to say, I can't read lips. Hey,
The one guy saying yes,
The one guy
yes.
say, you want to meet me at Wendy's
second
after the
down.
game? Yeah, I'd like a double cheeseburger myself. Yeah, and we don't see the replay. Here comes the replay. So we have the fake handoff. Hunter Connolly up the middle. He gets hit, and right when he goes down, the camera angle is pretty bad, but it looks pretty clear that when he went down on the ground, that's when the ball came out. So, and it's interesting because the referee
the
on the
initial
opposite,
ref with the good view there looked like he
goes deep.
They are going big. They're going for that big hit. And
Maverick
Maverick
with a big catch at the 40-yard line. 1:15 left in the half.
And there's a flag
Flag
after
on
a couple
the
of them.
field. Are they going to say pass
After.
interference? Or we got a personal foul on the ground. What do we got
Something
here?
after the play.
Okay, here comes the ball. He throws it up. Lindquist just goes up and gets the
goes
ball.
and gets it.
And what do we have after?
Too much celebration.
They're going to call, I hate that flag. I really hate that flag. Because the guy, you got 30 minutes of dead. He makes a great play, and he spikes the ball on the ground, and he takes half the distance of what they just gained back on an excessive celebration. Kind of just unsportsmanlike calls what they're going to give you here.
Yeah, that's too bad because, I would be excited too. Maverick deserved a little excitement there.
He got it down.
And now we're going to push back, clear back there.
Yeah, they get 15 yards on the play. They have a 30-yard reception. Lindquist steps up. He jumps up once. He jumps up twice, then spikes it. It's a spike that gets the unsportsmanlike kind of a delay of game.
Yeah, but still get the first down, and they move the chains, and they get a chance to keep the momentum going right before half. So,
timeout by the Cougars. I want to thank another one of our sponsors, CrossFit. You ever been to CrossFit?
I'm not, Mark. I've not been to CrossFit.
Let me tell you about CrossFit. If you want to get in shape, you go down to CrossFit. CrossFit, they want people to know that. Anyway, well, we got the kids. They hand out brochures and their stickers, and here's that replay again. Yeah, you're gonna see that excessive celebration.
Too bad.
Yeah, one's okay, two's okay, spike not okay.
I know all my buddies that do the CrossFit or the fit guys.
Oh man,
this
I tell
gets
you
you in
what.
shape. You can see that.
So the myth about CrossFit is for elite athletes only, but the facts are CrossFit Avenue wants to teach anyone who has a desire to improve their quality of life. Another myth that's too expensive. Actually, no. It's the cheapest way to get one-on-one training from a certified trainer.
Oh, that's excellent.
I'm telling you what,
CrossFit. Go out and get some CrossFit.
Yeah, I went to CrossFit. I do these triathlons and all this running, and I think I'm kind of in shape. I go there, I do these pull-up routines, and I didn't lift my arms above my head for about 2 weeks. I mean, it works.
And they hand that off to sit away. He gets out around the outside.
He's got one guy to beat. Puts a
gets
stiff
it.
arm. Picks
Very
up the
well
bat.
done.
Oh, 8 yards on the
They've
play.
use a timeout
47 seconds left. They got to rush to the line of scrimmage. Hopefully during the timeout, the coach called a couple of plays.
There's a flag down. So
a lot of laundry
conferencing
this
again,
game.
and they're going to try to get this one right.
And who's it going to go against? Usually you see a hold on something like this.
It's going against Union.
Face mask. Face
5-yarder.
They're going to give it
not a 15, just a 5-yarder.
That's that incidental. Hand goes up, accidentally touches it. The personal foul kind is where you just.
And that's a good rule to have. That face mask is a scary thing. You can hurt a kid
right there
with
on
that.
the tackles where that happened.
Did you see Dallin tell the ref he got me right there?
Yeah. Well, the Cougars called their
Shotgun
own.
again. He throws it long.
Oh,
very close.
Man. Boy, look at the coverage. I'll tell you
Colton
what.
Mitchell again.
Yeah, and Welsh was draped on him like Velcro.
Very well done from both sides.
And Connolly did the right thing. He threw that ball where only his receiver had a chance, but really no one had much of a chance at that ball. 35 seconds left on the 41-yard line. The Utes need to score to get some momentum, get in the second half.
And Union wants to stop them so that they can come back in the second half and keep the momentum that they have dominated this half.
Boy, you got just happy
how does he get
feet.
through there? And then he still gets tackled. That's that Paul.
Better call that timeout here.
Use up your timeout and see what else you got left.
They're just lazy with this. 20 seconds left.
And the clock's still running, but they've already called the timeout. So
we're going to have to get some time back on the clock.
Does this mic work?
Yeah, so
Well, we got the fans down on the field. They're getting ready for their halftime show, and you heard them say, "Does this mic work?" Yeah, that works.
yeah, it does.
Yeah, it works. We got a couple of guests here in the booth down on the field.
No, there's a good crowd here tonight. This is a fun atmosphere, both sides.
Well, you look over there, and there's as much yellow and gold as there is red out here.
There is, and that's a good fan base over there for both teams.
One of the exciting things with all these coaching changes is the way that it feels different.
It's new.
It's new.
It's a whole new attitude.
There's some
and
of that
nothing wrong with
excitement,
a little
right?
change.
It's kind of fun because we sent a couple of the Uintah coaches and local guys over there to Union. Oh boy, that mixes up the old rivalry.
Yes, it does.
So, 3rd and 12, 27 seconds
again.
left in the half.
I bet he throws this one.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of.
No, he fumbles it. Oh, and he catches it. Oh, goodness.
My goodness.
Loss of about 9 yards.
And the expression on Riley Domichelle's face says it all. What the heck is going on?
Yeah, that's Maverick, and they just fumble right there. The two of them. Hunter and Maverick don't get the handoff right, and ball bounces right back to him.
Jeez,
that's pretty lucky because
he does his job. He pushes the guy and makes a big hole for him to cut through.
Who was that on the tackle? Was that Nick?
Yeah, I didn't see.
I didn't see that, but he was going to go all the way if that doesn't come right back to Maverick.
Yeah.
It's lucky for the Utes right there. Could have been 21-0.
I got 3.3 seconds left in the clock.
So they got time for.
I don't know who called the timeout. The Utes were out, so it had to be Cougars calling a timeout. Maybe they're hoping for something big. I mean, special teams has let the Utes down a couple of times. This is where maybe you bring the house on that. On that punt block.
We're not looking to punt, are we really? It's that fake punt from the other side.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems maybe a good way for the Utes to end the half is to punt it and.
Well, yeah, you don't want to have any kind of return.
Union's going to return that good. The momentum's their direction. Everything they do.
I'd be surprised if they ran it. You know what I would tell Sites is. Grab the ball and run like crazy. You run straight to me and give me the ball when you run out of bounds, and then we'll go into the halftime. Because if I was the Cougars right here, I would not worry about any sort of a return. I would bring the house and try to block this punt.
They got nobody back. They don't care. Punt it all you want.
Bring the house, and it looks like they're basically playing a base defense.
Yeah. Just a little. That's an offside.
Oh, wow, that's not what you want.
No, that was a bad one.
Hey, you can't blame Steve Welsh. He's looking to tee off and get in there. I don't know. Did they do hard counts? Who called? I mean,
I don't know.
It's the short guy barking that count, right? It's not the kicker. It's whoever's back there blocking. Is it?
Is that Maverick?
Yeah, Lindquist. He's got to be the one barking.
He's got to be. So this is Spencer Sites getting the ball, and yeah, he's going to just go ahead and kick it.
Wow.
Just about got it blocked.
Yeah,
and they just smartly got out of the way.
Yep.
Well, that was a fun half.
That was a fun half.
The Cougars.
14-0, and the Cougars, the way they dominated that, it should have been maybe a little bit better. Halftime entertainment brought to you by Dan's Tire. We're going to have the KVEL KLCY $10,000 kicking challenge. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back after this commercial for the $10,000 kicking challenge.
Tonight's game coverage is presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center, CrossFit Avenue, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, and Western Petroleum.
Are you reaching your fitness goals? Do you have any? Are you tired of the same old routine? Have you considered having a trainer? Come in today to see what CrossFit has to offer. Our well-trained staff of personal trainers can help you reach a higher quality of life. Think CrossFit is for elite athletes only? Anyone with a desire can reach their fitness goals. CrossFit Avenue, committed to you and your quality of life.
Welcome back, folks, to the Uintah Basin High School football action presented by VTV Channel 6. Here we have, I don't know the names of the guys out here, but look at the one guy for the youths. That looks like Adam Hunt. Is it Hunt? He's the eyeglass doctor up at Walmart. I know his first name's Adam. He's out there stretching. I don't know who they got. It looks like a much more athletic guy for the Cougars.
If that's Braxton Nilsson, I believe. He's one of their basketball stars.
Ooh, I think you're right.
It is.
Yeah,
he's athletic as can be. He's going to knock this in. He's going to win 10 grand.
I'm telling you what, Braxton Nilsson, he's so much fun to watch. He's like a little pogo stick out there. I mean, the guy changes directions, you know. So what do we got? There's no plastic tee. It looks like somebody's going to hold it from the 35-yard line. And I wonder if these guys have had
an eye doctor now. Is that what you're telling me?
That's the eye doctor. I know his first name is Adam. I should know his last name. So I'm going to search this on my Strata Networks smartphone.
Here we go.
Oh, and he almost got to the 10-yard line with that kick.
It rolled past the 10 and back right on the 10.
10-yard line. Well, okay, so Adam, it's that Madsen. Madsen?
Adam Madsen.
Walmart. Madsen?
Madsen. That was Adam Madsen, and it was not a bad. Well, all right, it wasn't. Nobody knows.
Well, I'm waiting for my my smartphone. The Vision Center is that's Adam Pratt. Well, apparently there's more than one Adam that works at Walmart. You know, maybe I should have said Walmart Vernal on my Google search.
I want to see this go in. You know,
okay,
that's a nice kid there is too.
Yeah, and they got a stud.
Here we go.
And somebody's got to teach him about. Oh! He had everyone convinced he was kicking. He had that nonchalant.
Here he goes. And he got it.
Oh, he got
into the end zone.
Oh, nothing. Well, and I don't know if we get. I don't know whether maybe they got like a $5 you got to the end zone consolation prize. So we got all sorts of Adams. We got Adam Massey. He's the chamber director. We got the guys from KVL, KLCY down there. Everyone's shaking hands. Everyone's giving
that was good for them. What a fun thing to.
Well,
to
kicking has never been more fun than that.
No,
I mean, $10,000.
I was so hopeful with Braxton that he could knock that in, but.
Well, if they'd have paid me free lunch, I'd have gone out there and kicked one. You know, I don't need 10,000. Someone needs to tell them they need to scale down the expectations a little bit.
A little high on the expectation.
We're going to take a break here. Word from our sponsors. We'll be back for more entertainment. I've got a hankering. We're going to see the drill team and the Uets. Well, it looks like they're coming out on the field, so we're not going to take a break. We're going to go right to the high school Uets for their dancing. John and I will be back at the beginning of the third period.
Emily Bridges, Kylie Duncan, Alexa Hansen, Tanisha Harvey, Katie Henderson, McKenna Phillips, and Devin Wilson. Here they are, your Uets!
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yeah. I'm my own dirty dog all day. No way, Jose. You can only go one way. I mean, money. You should check that out. Maybe you ain't turn around. Maybe it's none of my business. But for now, work it down, work it down, work it down, work it down.
The Uintah Ute cheerleaders will be performing now a Halloween routine that was choreographed by Sammy Jackson and Kaylee Eaton. The cheerleaders are under the direction of Penny Jackson and Ashton Peterson, with captains Sammy Jackson, Kaylee Eaton, and Shay Kellogg. This evening, our seniors are recognized. Our senior cheerleaders are Rachel Hardman and Sammy Jackson. Let's hear it now for the Uintah High cheerleaders. How about another hand for both of our halftime performing teams, the Uintah High Uettes and the Uintah High cheerleaders. And now we'll invite the student body to join the cheerleaders and the Uettes to the field for the singing of our school song. We do invite the students to join the cheerleaders and Uettes on the outside of the U.
was so funny. It just took off that way.
Strata Networks offers advanced voice, internet, wireless, and TV solutions, all from a local company you know and trust. Bundle 3 or more qualifying services with Strata Networks and get 10% off. Start saving today.
Moon Lake Electric was organized in 1938 as a rural electric cooperative by residents of northeastern Utah who were unable to obtain electric service from a private power company. The cooperative philosophy involves working together for the common good by providing a service that is beneficial to all. Moon Lake Electric is owned by those it serves and is a valuable community partner. We are proud to support the television coverage of Uintah Basin High School sports.
If you need an MRI, CT, or nuclear medicine study, here are some things that you should know. Ashley Regional Medical Center has the most advanced technology available in rural Utah. The radiologist at Ashley Regional has 2 board certifications in the field of radiology, including nuclear medicine. The technologists at Ashley Regional are skilled, friendly, and informative in meeting your needs. From X-rays to CTs, Ashley Regional is northeastern Utah's choice for quality radiology services.
Western Petroleum is a local company that has expanded throughout the country, providing a wide variety of services including fuel delivery, lubes, oils, and propane. Although Western has experienced tremendous growth, they continue to be committed to many events here in the Uintah Basin, including high school sports, rodeos, charity fundraisers, livestock shows, and they are an active member of the local chamber. As Western continues to be a leader in the petroleum industry and expand their service areas, they are committed to powering the promises made to their customers now and in the future.
Tonight's game coverage is presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center, CrossFit Avenue, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, and Western Petroleum.
Welcome back, folks, to Uintah Basin High School football action. We're here at Uintah High, where the Uintah Utes are hosting the Union Cougars. The Union Cougars dominated the first half, 14-0 they lead, and judging by their records, that's about what you'd expect. Union came in 4-5. The Utes came in 1-7 tonight's game. Winner goes on. Now, we've seen crazy things. You know, earlier this week we saw the Broncos come back on the Chargers down by 24-0. So football, you got to play 2 halves. Kickoff goes. Nick Smith hit about the 17-yard line. So you got to play 2 halves. I don't care how good you did. I don't care how good you did earlier, what you did in the first half. If you don't play a second half, anything can happen, John.
No, I only watched the second half of that game. What a fun half if you're a Broncos fan.
Yeah, absolutely miserable if you're on the losing end of a comeback. So Cougars want to focus on what they did well. The Utes got to go back to the keys of the game, especially turnovers. Cougars start with the ball. Winterton under center. Calls in motion. 2 fakes. Nick Smith with the handoff, and he is met and hit hard. 34, Colton Mitchell on the tackle. No gain. So at halftime, we had the $10,000 kicking challenge by KLCY KVL.
Excellent.
Oh,
What a fun way to spend halftime.
it was Adam Hunt. I was right. I want everyone to know I was right.
You were
Then
correct.
we had somebody rolling around on the ground trying to get cash.
Oh, yeah, some kind of sticky on them, and they were rolling around.
Rolling
And
around
whatever
to get
stuck, they
cash.
got to keep, I guess.
We had the drill team doing the.
Oh,
and here
there's a
goes
great
Smith.
run.
He makes the first guy miss. He runs out of room, and Dylan Hanks right on top of him. Met with at the same time by Sitaway.
Sitaway and Dylan Hanks as well.
Yeah, Dylan Hanks, number 52, and Hanks comes over from that middle linebacker position. He's watching, and then it's just a sprint laterally and meets him at the 21-yard line after Smith ran 15 yards to gain 1. So we had the roll in the hay. A couple of guys kicking balls, and then we had the drill team and the what a great halftime!
It's a good halftime.
I want to thank our halftime sponsor, Dan's Tire. I also want to thank Techris Design, proud sponsor of Strata WebView live stream. Pass goes up.
Oh, and he looked like he had it.
It looks like Horrocks had it. No, it wasn't Horrocks. Excuse me. That's number 2, Landon Wynn. Reached up. I don't know if he had to jump for it. Sometimes, you're playing football in the backyard, and my kids always want to jump for the ball. Sometimes the best thing is keep your feet planted. And it looked like it was misthrown.
Needed to stretch out.
Yeah, definitely needed to stretch for that. Hit him on the hands. Maybe should have caught it, but even at that, it wouldn't have been enough for a first down.
4th and 7, they're gonna punt it away here. I doubt they'll throw that fake again.
No, not on the 20-yard line. Too much to lose at this point. Hanks almost gets through for the block. Gets a nice bounce. Gosh! They did it again! I'm telling you right now, these guys are going to give me a heart attack.
That was crazy.
Lindquist is dancing with the ball, and Connolly picks it up on the second bounce. They're just playing with fire over there.
I don't know if Coach is going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, get away. Get away. Right
smartly gets away, and then...
Well, he ran right up to it and then got away,
Probably saved himself 6-8 yards, though.
Yeah.
That was a good job, Hunter.
So, Connolly, thanks for the heart attack.
Back in the shotgun again and going to go give it another shot.
Trying to see what the defense is going to give them there, and then say reset 2 receivers. Here comes the second guy in motion. Going to throw.
A little slant.
And there's that adjustment I was talking to you about. We're talking the protection's breaking down really fast, so do it, 1 step drop and a throw. And that quick slant, you're going to see it come. He takes 1-2 steps back and then fires up the throw.
And Alex Horrocks, he's right in there with his hand up and under. Just get a good defensive stop.
And that's what you got to do when your protection is just not there. You don't have time for these 5 and 7 step drops,
Oh, no drop
there. Man, there is nothing given. I'll tell you what, Steve Welsh was there, and it doesn't matter if he would have handed that ball off or not. Welsh was there for either play. Looks like about a loss of 5 on the play. Third, about 15 to go. Boy, Welsh playing that the way, and the blocking protection from the Utes is just breaking down. You see on the big long runs from the Cougars.
Here you go.
Trouble.
Jeez, he threw it behind the defender there. That was a big hit.
Yeah, you had Maverick Lindquist coming out here. He was in the running back position. And, boy, Connolly got lit
pushed him
off.
down.
57 for the Cougars. That's Alan Hamlin.
Looks like Sight's going to kick another one. See if he can get a good one here.
Boy, watch out. Watch here for Kafusi. See if he can get through.
Big push
He's got
through.
close. No, we got 2 blocks. Oh, he almost did get it. You see that?
Forever.
Boy, and you'll
got
see
10 yards on his run. Give him some yardage for that.
Boy, if they'd have brought Kafusi up to block it, they could have just killed Sight.
Oh, yeah.
Because Kafusi, you'll see on that right up here on the top left, he's just kind of gets blocked, then releases. Wow.
Yeah, if he comes early, he gets that one.
Yeah, sure does. So then the ball rolls down dead about the 21-yard line. Cougars' chance to do what they did so well there in the second period. Scored 2 touchdowns, all on the power and speed of Nick Smith.
You know, and they stick with their game plan of push the ball up and get a score. Looks like there's a penalty, though. I don't know. They're walking it off.
That's a 10-yard penalty. So you're going to have a hold or a block in the back. I missed the call.
It's a personal foul.
Was it a personal foul?
Yes, it was.
That's interesting because, well, I guess if you're on the 21-yard line, you can't get 15 yards. You get to half the distance to the goal, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
So, personal foul. Okay, so.
There they got
a couple of positive
yards.
Got to
gang tackle him. He didn't go down easy.
Steve Welsh, he does what a runner is taught to do. They get that initial contact and then drive their legs.
Go. They don't
watch.
stop.
Yeah, watch Welsh's legs. Here he comes. And it's designed to go up the middle, bounces it outside, and watch those legs.
Maverick rides with him for 25 yards across the field.
Giddy up.
He's up and under now instead of on the shotgun. He's going to run this one again.
Smith hit, drives his way, carrying Peterson for 1.5 yards.
I think the Utes at halftime said, don't let Nick have that many yards, and so they were on that a little bit better.
They have a very short 1 yard to go. 3rd and 1. This is pretty simple. Go back to the classic Harding counter trap and just hit your halfback in that 30 hole going, hard and low.
They'll get a yard there.
Yeah, that's.
Utes might know it's coming. See if they can make a stand here.
Showing blitz.
And it's.
Well, they give it up. Nielsen, he gets 4. He needed 1. That's the way you do it. You come out, get your first possession, move the chains for the first time, then you start linking them.
Working it up the field again. The Utes got to get a stop if they want to stay in this game. Otherwise, Union's going to run away with it.
The Utes offense has done nothing tonight. They have done absolutely nothing. It's up to the defense to create something, the offense to capitalize on it. The Cougars, just keep doing what you're doing. Rely on that power running game and just keep them honest with enough passes. They do. They throw it to Wyatt Carter. Catches it on his knees.
It's a good catch. Hard to see that from this angle, but he made a good play on that.
Yeah, makes it 2nd and 5, and that opens up the playbook because you've been getting about 5 yards of carry on a rush. So now you got some opportunity. And Winterton, he's a young kid, sophomore, but man, the kid can throw the ball.
He can, and the one thing they don't want to do right here though is give it up.
Well,
they don't give the ball up right here and move it forward again. Move the chains one more time.
A lot of action to Kafusi off the tight end spot. He'll slip underneath, but they give it to Nielsen. He bounces outside, originally designed to go up the middle. He gets the first down.
Dolphinmeyer stayed with him. No, that's Colton Mitchell.
Yeah, Colton Mitchell.
If he doesn't get there, he might take it the distance.
But he gets to that corner so fast, and Mitchell just gets sucked in because the original play looked like it was supposed to go up the middle, and then Nielsen bounces outside, and when you got to contain, you can't get sucked in the middle. If your job is contain, I know what the temptation is. Go help, but trust that your guys can do it. You got the linebacker, you got a safety, they'll take care of the middle. Peterson gets Nick Smith by the ankles. But again, look at that, 5 yards.
Yeah, Nick's getting yards every time he touches it. They got out of that good. They did well, and they're moving the chains, moving the ball, and now they got to do what they wanted to do is finish and score here. And the Utes got to stop them.
Right, penalty, personal foul. You start on the 11-yard line. I mean, that's ideal for the Utes. And the Cougars just stronger than them on the front line. And Nielsen meets Hanks. Hanks stops him after a gain of about 2 yards.
That's a good tackle. He needed to get that one.
Well, we've got to start thinking about this. We got the Bluebell Corn Maze up in Bluebell, of all places. I took my family up there this weekend. The Monsons The Monsons, excuse me. They do a heck of a production up there. They got cannons that shoot pumpkins and mazes, haunted corn, whatever.
No, what a fun place. It's great this time of year. And it's consistent. Oh, they got it, and that's a great tackle.
Yeah, Nielsen.
He was going for
you
all of
that
it.
in the 80s, they used to give it to the fullback, and he tried to jump over the line. Looks like that's what he was trying to do. Anyway, I have a point about the Blue corn maze. They give 2, and we might have 4 passes, 1 for each team player of the game.
Oh, excellent.
So we got to start thinking about that. Who's the player of the game? Right now, it's easy for Union.
Nick.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to say? Guy's got 14 points. He's got 12. Yeah, I realized that Nielsen scored on the 2-point conversion, but yeah, it's.
When they go for it, which you know they're going to right there. So.
Yeah, and I missed it, but a lot of times on that quarterback keeper, it's just up and under, go. As soon as your hands are there, and you'll see on the replay, that's exactly what Winterton does. He steps up, he's under, and bam, they hit. And then it's just, and you see the push, it's 2 yards deep on the push. So, John, I've enjoyed having you here in the booth, but your son, Cairo. What is he? He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore class secretary.
Well, we've invited him up here to the booth. We're going to take the headphones off John Nerden, hand it to his son, Cairo Nerden, sophomore class secretary. Here comes the action. Smith in motion. Winterton looks to pass. He goes deep. Oh, and I don't know what happened there, but it's number 12 for the Utes, Jake Christopherson. If he just kept running, he has an interception. He stops and holds his hand up. Anyway, Cairo.
Yeah.
Now, I saw you at halftime. You had a flag for the Utes, and it's got to be like 30 feet long.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, it takes a special kind of athlete to hold a flag up like that, right?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, do you have to do some training? We have a sponsor, CrossFit. Do you go to CrossFit courses so you can hold that flag up?
No.
I mean, they don't hand it to the smallest guy. I mean, you got to be, what, 6 foot?
Yeah, 6'1", almost 6'2".
6'2", what, 101 pounds, dripping wet?
160.
160? Why aren't you out on the field? They ought to put you out in the slot.
I don't know, man. I tried playing football last year. I wasn't very good, so.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I was 6'4" and weighed 140 pounds. The first time I got hit was the last time. So yeah, there's that action. Nothing happened there for Nick Smith on the quarterback keeper. So how come you weren't the one rolling around for the cash down there?
I'm not a senior, so I think it was only a senior thing.
Only a senior gets to roll for cash?
Yeah, kind of sucks.
That's hazing, isn't it? Isn't it against the rule to haze against sophomores like that?
Yeah.
So you ran for class sophomore secretary. Oh, look at Nielsen. He slips the first 2 tacklers. He's got a lot of open field. It's just Sidaway and him, and Sidaway catches him at the 29-yard line. About the 26 after the side judge gets there. So how close was the count? Did they have to do any? Was there any hanging chads on your election? Did they have to do a recount or anything?
No, I guess everybody got scared because I was the only one that ran for it.
So when you win first place and you're the only one that, you shouldn't tell people that.
No. Should I make up a big story or something?
Well, you just don't say I was the only one.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I won in a landslide is what you should have said. Yeah, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, it wasn't.
The other guy didn't get any votes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Pretty much, so.
So what do you think? What's the key? What do the Utes have to do? You're a UNA fan, I take it, by the shirt you're wearing. Here's a screen. It goes to Kafusi. Kafusi's got blockers. He's got the first down. Oh, nearly the first down. Depends on the spot. At about the 18.5 yard line. And the flag went down, so I'm not sure how close to that first down it is. Kafusi's a little shaken up on the play. Well, anyway, what do they got to do? What do the Utes got to do here?
No, in my opinion, it just doesn't look like they're playing good D. You know, they're leaving a lot of guys open, and they're letting them execute passes a lot more than we are.
So better defense.
Better defense.
No turnovers.
And then on offense, we just can't. We're just waiting too long, I think, with the quarterback. We just got to, whether that be the play or not, I think we just need to kind of get it off faster.
Quicker plays. Yeah. You heard it here. Cairo Nerden, thanks for coming up the booth.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to do this next time during basketball.
All right.
Class,
well, I might be
class.
Playing.
Oh, you might be playing. That's right. 6'1", 160 pounds. He might be dunking. Keeper, Nick Smith. He's got the corner. And nearly a touchdown. Knocked out of bounds by Dylan Hanks at the 1 yard line. Thanks a lot, Cairo.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You too.
Wow, and I tell you what, this keeper right here, he looks off to the left. Here comes the motion. And now he's going to have a host of blockers. He gets past the first 3 Ute defenders. He ran too deep. He gets around the edge, and Dylan Hanks saves a short touchdown. at about the half-yard line. Oh, man, that guy is having a game.
Yeah, Nick's playing well.
Wow.
That one felt good to him anyway. You know, score or don't score, he knows that was a great play.
So he might be playing. We had Cairo Nurden, sophomore class president. We're going to do VTV basketball coverage. Look for that in the wintertime. Here we go. Smith.
Right up the middle.
Sheds the first blocker. Jed Rich catches him, and it is very close to a touchdown. I can't see if the line judges gave him the touchdown yet. No. They're going to mark it down about a half a yard short, and Jed Rich meets him and then just pushes him sideward right there. Bam! And then the rest of the Utes get there, and it looks like Dylan Hanks dives in low, and he might have been not Dylan Hanks. It was, boy, I can't tell who it was that dove in and submarined it.
I think that was Hunter.
Was that Connolly coming in from the left outside linebacker position? Well, anyway, point is, second goal. They only have a half yard to go. Last time we saw them with a short yardage, Winterton up center, and he just tapped. But you see who's lined up over center. Jed Rich, 280 pounds. He gets low, and looks like he's got it. That's going to be a Steve Wells touchdown. Have they signaled it yet? No signal.
It looked like one of the refs shaking his head.
Third and goal. A big goal line stand so far for the Utes.
They need this stop here to keep in the game.
Boy, I can't tell from there, but it sure looked like Welsh had it.
Very close.
And I'll tell you, Alan Hamlin knew he had it. His hands were up early, but you know that's when you shoot a three, you start running down the court like you're gonna make it before it's even there. But
well, let's see if they get one in here now. You know, they've had a couple practices. Now it's time to do it for real.
Jed Rich up under center. He gets a big push. Doesn't matter, off to the right side. Nielsen picks up his points. Now he's got 8. Now we got a conversation, but you know.
We do.
I don't know.
Nick got us to this point, though.
Nick got us there, right. But boy,
Nielsen doesn't score without Nick scoring. It's kind of how it is, you know. Nick brings it up, and Nielsen finishes it off.
Man, I'm telling you what, 20-0, 1:35 left here in the third period. I hear some fat ladies singing out on the field. Well,
he missed it again.
He missed another kick.
Just off.
20-0. 3 touchdowns and some conversions, and the Utes are back in this game.
Yeah, they got their work cut out for them.
Well, we're going to take a break while they set up the kick. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Are you reaching your fitness goals? Do you have any? Are you tired of the same old routine? Have you considered having a trainer? Come in today to see what CrossFit has to offer. Our well-trained staff of personal trainers can help you reach a higher quality of life. Think CrossFit is for elite athletes only? Anyone with a desire can reach their fitness goals. CrossFit Avenue, committed to you and your quality of life.
Welcome back, folks. 1:36 left in the third period. The Union Cougars have come to Vernal and are dominating the Uintah Utes.
Dominating this game.
It's pretty on one side of the ball and not so pretty on the other. But there is a fourth period left to be played. You know, we heard it from Cairo. He says they just got to do things quicker on the offensive side. They're waiting too long. These plays are too slow to develop. So here comes the kick. Wyatt Kessler holds his hands up, and it's an onside kick. What a gorgeous call by the Cougars coaching staff. I love it. And it's going to go to the Cougars. It bounced right off the face of the Uintah Utes.
Spencer Cook's got to be just devastated. That ball bounced up, hit him right in the helmet. What's he gonna do?
And they left early. You can't leave early. Kick. You got to wait. But they left. They turned. You'll see him turning. Turned, and he turns around and took a bad bounce off his
great
face
bounce
mask.
if you're Wyatt Kessler.
Man, and did Kessler get his own kick recovery? No, Kessler's standing up. It might have been Nick Smith.
He's happy with that kick, though.
Might have been Nick Smith or number 25, Braden Nielsen on the recovery. But I'm telling you what, talk about
one-sided.
Stepping on the throat of your guy when he's down. You know, they're not letting up on the throttle. Up under center, fake. And he's going to get just destroyed. Connolly with a nice individual effort off the side and tackles him for about a 7-yard loss. What do you think of that call? Onside.
No, that's great.
I mean, nobody's expecting an onside kick there, right?
No, nobody.
It just went up 20-0. And look at that play by Connolly, and right with him's number 70. That's Ted Peterson.
You know, these new coaches don't know each other yet either, so you don't know really what's coming.
What's the tendencies? What a gutsy call. I mean, well, you got 20-0. What are you going to lose? And the other team's offense really hasn't done anything all night. So,
no,
but it's the ultimate. We're going to win this game right here call.
Yeah, it really is. And the Utes got a good slowdown play there and sacked the quarterback. And they just got him on a false start. Looks like too.
Well, you can go sideways in motion. You can't go forward.
Yeah,
So that's
he
your
stepped
false
up.
start. Yeah, he steps up. Well, you can take that initial step and then start moving sideways. You know, you see that plenty, but he took a couple.
Sure, but the Utes were begging for it, and helping him out again.
And he needs to instead of like, oh crap, he needs to continue the motion out the side, and maybe he gets away with it. You know.
Yeah, that's that mental part of sports. You just
how many times have you seen a guy cause pass interference, then he holds his hands to his head afterward, or does the shoulder shrug like I didn't do anything. You know, just walk away.
You know, and in all the coaching, you just tell the kids, don't do that. Don't put your heads on. You're happy. Don't worry about it.
Up under center Winterton. He's going to look
for
he's
going long.
Boy, we went over to Union. Wasatch came out, and they had Della Century, their quarterback. He was making throws like that, but instead of a lofting throw,
it was just on line,
throws and rope, and it hit the receivers in the hands every time. That was something. You rarely see on the prep level a guy that's that prepared to go on to the next level.
He was ready, huh?
Oh.
Well, I don't think Wynn thought his quarterback was going to get it there. He just kind of went a little slow and then looked up and went, oh, I could have kept going.
Kind of quit on the route, didn't he? Yeah. That was the other thing when we watched that Wasatch game. Boy, those receivers were in sync with their quarterback. Shotgun this time. Winterton looks up. He's got pressure. He gets it off.
And it's tipped.
Well, and that was Kafusi on that tight end drag, that tight end cross. And, boy, hit right about the same time the ball got there. Tregan Daniels, number 55. Yeah, it looked a little iffy, but there was two.
Caleb Birchall looked like he got his hand on it and knocked it down.
Two men in stripes. So if it's a tip ball, you can take a guy down. So if Birchall had a tip.
I think that's why they let that one go, and it played out like it did. Well, 4th and 22 yards, and they're going to go for it.
Why not?
Yeah. Oh, no, they're not. They're going to kick it.
Well, it turns into a go for it. And he gets it off, and it's going to net like 2 yards, maybe.
Oh,
yeah.
The Utes really needed that. That's some good field position,
and then at the 30-yard line, they lost yardage on the punt. they lost 7 yards on the punt. Well, that's a disaster. But
that's a good effort by the punter, though.
You know, when you're up 20-0 and you just kicked an onside kick for positive recovery, and you burned a whole bunch of clock. So you got 14.3 seconds left. This game also brought to us by Western Petroleum. Well, we'll get to them.
Yeah,
in a minute.
this is what they needed. You know, they needed a minute to. Oh, they timed it great.
Wow!
And ran into each other. Doggone.
I tell you what, right when he gets the ball, Domichel gets stood up.
Birchall.
And he looks like what happened. Yeah, you're right. It's his own guy that hits him. And I'm telling you what, I don't want Birchall hitting me.
No, and I don't know that Birchall hit him. He ran into Birchall.
So that puts us to
bounced off him.
0-0 at the end of the third period. We're going to take a break. Hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be back for Uintah Basin high school football action at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Moon Lake Electric was organized in 1938 as a rural electric cooperative by residents of northeastern Utah who were unable to obtain electric service from a private power company. The cooperative philosophy involves working together for the common good by providing a service that is beneficial to all. Moon Lake Electric is owned by those it serves and is a valuable community partner. We are proud to support the television coverage of Uintah Basin High School sports.
Welcome back, folks. Start of the fourth period. The Union Cougars again dominating this game, 20-0. We got the Utes with the ball in pretty good field position because of a shank putt that went out of bounds for a -7 yards for the Cougars. Probably one of the really only bad plays they've had. You know, they had some terrible things happen to in the first period. Otherwise, the score might be a different story. Anyhow, shotgun. Connolly looks to the coach to see what he wants to call. Here comes the motion. Hands it off. Oh, wow, that looked okay there. We had number 4, Domichel.
Did he get 10 on that one?
He got close to 10. Are they going to? They are going to. Are they going to call for a measurement? That's got to be first down. They have not waved the change yet, and the clock stopped at 11:55. So
yeah, they're looking to figure out what they're doing.
There's a whole lot of confusion over here. Yeah, they finally signaled the first down. But that in high school, you know, your clock stops until the chains are set.
No, and you want to wait. If you're the guy running the chains, wait till they tell you.
Absolutely. Yeah, don't move that mark until they say.
Especially if you've got a
Uintah
shirt on the Union side.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Right up the middle.
Boy, and it's almost like Cairo's conversation made it down to the coaching staff. Do something quicker.
Yeah, that was much quicker.
Yeah, don't let their speed that's destroying you get you. So right up the middle, and you see right there, there's nobody up over the center, and you had Rich come over on the pull. No, not Rich. There's number 75. That's Rowdy Farnsworth. He pulled from the left guard position, and he cleared that open. It was actually a nice call on the line.
No, now we've got a timeout.
2nd and 3. So this game is brought to you by Western Petroleum. Western Petroleum has expanded throughout the country, but still supports the Uintah Basin with many charities and community events. They provide both on-site and card-lock fueling services to construction crews, trucking fleets, Mark Mason's pickup truck, drilling rigs, commercial accounts, and farms in Utah, Colorado, and Wyoming. Thank you, Western Petroleum, for supporting Uintah Basin high school football action here presented on VTV Channel 6. So I know the guys that own Western Petroleum. Did you hear the story about the guy that they merged with some companies? One of the companies they merged with is the guy who owns the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so we've got a local product, the Taylor brothers, Perry and Sam Taylor. They go on to the big time. You know, look at the crazies over there. They're cheering down there. I don't think they know what the score is.
I don't think so either. They're just having fun. And that's what football's about. It's the all-American sport. So high school football is all-American.
All-American. So I wonder if, with our connections with the Taylor brothers at Western Petroleum, if we could get VTV up to a Cleveland Browns game.
That'd be all right.
That kind of
there you go.
Up the middle. Holy! Makes the move, and he's in the touchdown with 11:03 left in the 4th period, and that's a quick strike. So the bad punt gives the ball up on the 30-yard line, and in goes a score, and that's amazing. So we're going
Looks
with
like he hands
strikes.
it off, and everybody goes to the handoff. Well done.
Wow. Look at the blocking, too, and we've kind of crucified the line for not blocking well, but they sure opened up a hole there, and Connolly didn't have any choice but to score. He would have had to answer to 5 angry linemen if he didn't get that one in.
They're going to give Seitz a shot at getting an extra point here.
Yeah, and Seitz is
pretty
about
solid
money
that
on there.
way.
Yeah,
you
see that gold cleat he has on? You know you're confident when you put on a gold cleat. The only other guy I know for sure that wears gold cleats is Usain Bolt.
Yeah, and he's a pretty confident guy.
Yeah.
He believes in himself.
I played soccer with all the Seitz brothers, and you don't want to get between them and a ball after they kick it up.
No, it hurts.
Yeah,
it hurts.
And you see, he made it to the track with that kick, so that would have been good from about 40 yards.
No, I think he's pushing his brother a little bit. Hasn't made one from 63 yet, but he's a good kicker. He doesn't miss too much. And they're not on the side; they're straight up the middle.
How many football games do you watch on the high school level, and they got only cameras on the field level? Not here with the VTV production. We got the live football Skycam. I mean, that's made possible by Basin Reynolds. Want to thank the guys from Basin Reynolds. They bring a scissor lift out, and we took. We put the cameraman up there at the beginning. It's Alex Munson. You can see him up there. He's the guy dressed up like a panda bear with all that extra warm clothing. It's about 45 degrees outside.
There he is.
And they put him on that scissor lift, and that sucker goes back and forth
like
wiggling. A good foot, in this wind. Well, there's not even any wind, but There you see it, Strata Web View. We are streaming live on www.strata.tv. I want to thank all the folks that are tuning in tonight, watching it live.
No, VTV does a good job. They've got some great talent in you, Mark. This has been fun. I'm impressed with your call.
Well, I think what we need to do is we need to work out a contract with you. Bring Nerdin back for more.
Cairo's more than willing, I'm sure.
So, here comes Sides with the golden cleat. And we got our own!
Oh, here we go.
Somebody get their hands on the ball.
Oh, they got it back.
Number 23.
And there's a penalty flag on the field.
What's the flag going to be?
I didn't see it.
Boy, it looked to me like Patrick Massey was the one that got the ball. But what are they saying that it's the Cougars' ball?
The Cougars were. The Cougars absolutely were. Refs haven't signaled anything yet.
It's driving me crazy because the ball's in the air and nobody's going to grab it.
They got to go get it.
Yeah, you kick the onside kick and somebody goes and grabs it. I don't know what the call is. There's a whole bunch of...
probably having the discussion whether it made 10 yards or not, because certainly the Utes touched it first.
Yeah, Massey was over the 40, or he was over the 50-yard line when he grabbed that ball. There's a whole lot of conversation going. Let's see if we can get the call. I'd sure like to see the replay. It looked like Massey had the ball when he came down.
Penalty is
yeah, we had a chop block, declined, and they're going to go ahead and call that. Now let's see if we can see the replay, because this is key to the game. Sites hits a beautiful ball. It bounces high, and look at this. Nobody's looking to get the ball. Where's the chop block?
Right there. Right there after the fact.
I never saw it. Maybe you saw it. I never saw it.
Oh, well, I saw what they called. I don't know that it was a chop block. He pushed him from behind, though, and knocked him down.
Okay, well, there's a scrum going on there. That's a hard call to make. Looked like Massey had the ball, but
and
by
it was
the time...
certainly outside the scrum. That's why we couldn't see it early.
Yeah. So Massey looked like he had a chance at it. Everyone else was looking to destroy somebody in front of him. Massey has a chance at it, but the
that's too bad.
Cougars come down with it, and with excellent field position.
Yes, they do. They're on the Utes half.
Whoa, look at that!
They're getting yards every time they run. Just keep it on the ground, run the clock, and they'll do just fine right now.
10 minutes, 39 seconds.
Utes really need to get a strike right here and try to get a turnover.
Yeah, you got to do something special. You got to strip, go for the ball on every tackle. Have your outside linebacker Connolly making another nice play. Saves the first down. 3rd and short.
Nelson making his bid for the MVP of this game. He wants to go to the corn maze.
Yeah, well, we haven't confirmed yet. Maybe we need to get the Bluebell corn maze on the line. Now, I know they're having a spook night tonight, so Nielsen dancing, tried to make the outside. Does not get it. Caleb Birchall, number 54 on the tackle. Yeah, we need to get the Bluebell corn maze on the phone, and this is call a friend time on the show.
Yes.
See if we can get 2 tickets, 1 for each side.
So now what do? They go for it right here. Or they get rid of it.
Yeah.
Give this back
They brought the punting unit out. They faked once. It was a beautiful fake. It went the direct snap to Winterton, who tucked it up underneath Nick Smith's legs, who fumbled it and then picked up the first down.
I think they need to push him back, and they're just going to push him back there. And
a little soft pooch punt, and he's got a nice angle and catches it. He kind of bats the ball like it was a bad play, but I don't think so.
No, golly, got him back behind the 20. That's better than the 50-yard line.
9:18 left.
Utes need to make a good run here and get a score.
Well, they did something with a short field. Had 30 yards. They struck it for a touchdown. But, this is a point of the game where confidence matters, and the most recent thing is a stop on defense and a score on offense. And I know both teams are playing both ways, but the defense is getting tired.
Yes,
it's a lot easier to play offense when you're tired on defense. That's when you make mistakes, miss tackles, can't fight off the blocks as well. And the Utes have fresh memory of scoring. So
yes, they do. We'll see how this ends up right here.
And it's good.
Oh,
whoa!
That's that tiredness you're talking about for both sides.
Yeah.
Because Sidaway should have probably kept going right there, and he got pushed back and lost a few yards, it looks like.
Yeah, it makes the first guy miss, and then got a little too fancy, so he comes in motion, takes the handoff. Boy, and he's just met immediately, And right there, you know, and number 59 hits his helmet. Says, boy, if I hadn't quit on that play and just kept blocking, you know, that's Trace Thacker. He's like, if I'd have just made one more block, something could have happened. So shotgun.
2nd and 12. Lost a couple. 13. Keeps going up.
Oh, that's that jump pass. Made a catch. No, they're going to call it out of bounds now. Well, he took a whole lot of time to make that call.
Well, he thought about it and got it right probably. It was close.
Had to check if his social security check had made it in first before he made the call.
I'm not sure that it made a difference, you know. About the line of scrimmage anyway, maybe
Boy,
a yard.
and we didn't have a good enough angle on the replay to see if he made it. So 3rd and 13. Shotgun, no protection. 5 blocking 4.
Yeah,
they
they're
bring
going
the blitz
for it right here.
and then blitz works beautifully. Oh, and I'll tell you what. If he had his head up, Zach rolling through the line, the ball actually went right between his helmet and his shoulder pad. If he'd been looking for the ball, he'd have picked it off and probably had a pick 6.
No, and I don't know if either of those guys were eligible to catch that one.
No, looked like a slip screen, but there was no one to screen to. So,
well, looks like they're going to punt this one away and fight for another day here.
The days are running short. Nearly blocked in sights. If he'd left his leg up, might have picked up a roughing the kicker call. Going to roll to the 47-yard line on the Cougar side of the ball. Well, I want to remind everyone that's watching that has high school athletes that have participated in this football season 2012 that DVD and Blu-ray copies are available of tonight's game and all games that we've covered. Go to VTVchannel6.com or call 781-1902 for your copy today. And I'm telling you what, they make great gifts too.
No, I think the parents of these kids probably want to give them a gift.
You know what's funny is these kids, I give these DVDs away as gifts, and the kids know right where their great plays were. They like zip right to the 3rd quarter, 7 minutes left. And, oh yeah, there's that play I made where I slipped a tackle and scored a touchdown, or whatever the case might be. They remember. So it makes a great gift. You're looking for a great Christmas present?
No, it's not bad at all. Nelson, he's going to want this video, I think. He gets yardage every time he touches the ball.
Nielsen, you know, the only thing he's going to be a little bit sad about is that Nick Smith outrushed him tonight.
Give him a minute.
Nick might have stolen the player of the game. It's close competition right now. So that goes up, quick handoff to Steve Welsh right up the middle. And that's going to be close to a first down. About a yard, maybe yard and a half short. I don't know. The Utes got to do something.
Depends on who spots it.
Yeah,
Union's player or the ref, I think.
Yeah. Well, the coach was already signaling first down. Nice tackle.
Puts that spot right out there. And good for him.
Nice tackle by Caleb Burchill. And, you know, Caleb Burchill, he's a force to be reckoned with. Well, looks like a first down, yes.
No, and they're playing it really smart, running the clock, running up there, and getting those first downs that make the clock just keep on ticking.
Yeah, how many times do you see somebody has a big lead and they throw too much? And just keep stopping the clock, clock, you know.
Turn it over on downs and then have to fight again. No, they're playing a good, smart game.
Clock's running, 6:55 left. Up under center. It's not going to be any question of what they're going to do. It's going to be up the middle. Our guys against your guys. Steve Welsh with another nice carry up the middle.
No, and Ty Winterton, he's playing a heck of a game, and you know he's just a sophomore. Like you said, that's going to give him some real good minutes this year for the following 2 years here.
Yeah, I mean, here's a team that didn't win any games last year.
No,
they changed some things up. They brought some guys over, you know, some quality guys over from the Vernal area. Their coach, Matt Labrum, brings in a little bit of different system. They got some sophomores starting. I mean, talk about a program that could go places here the next couple of years. Boy, hand it right back up. Nielsen, he goes right up the middle. He's a junior, so he's coming back.
Yeah, and if things stay the way they are, they're going to end up with a 50-50 season, and nice 500 season and have a chance to win it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to the playoffs. They got to go play Stansbury. Stansbury had a heck of a game against Uintah at the beginning of the season, 51-0 shutout. But here's a team that's looking to go. They're going to make the playoffs.
And both teams have gotten better, like you said earlier. So this will be a good season either way for the Cougars. They gave it to Nick again.
Whoa,
he does it again.
Oh, look at that move.
He is on fire.
Man, that seals it for me. I don't need to hear anything else. Look at the move. He shoots in right. And I'll tell you what, somebody's going to have to go pick up their shorts. But I got my player of the game picked out.
No, Nick's the guy.
Watch this move. He comes off the left edge, and he goes inside. Watch this juke right here. Just enough to get Sidaway to bite in on the left side, and off he goes to the races, and that's another touchdown.
From another sophomore. Nick will be here for a couple more years.
Can you believe that?
That's great for him.
Wow. So it looks like they're going to go on to play Stansbury. Stansbury played Uintah at the beginning of the year and just laid the thump down on Uintah. But Stansbury, so they're going to have to go play at Stansbury.
No, Stansbury's that's a long travel, but there we go. Nick gets the extra point too. How are they supposed to give those to Nelson?
Yeah, what's the guy
getting a little excited
he's
now,
not
huh?
Sharon, was that I'm understanding? So,
no, I think he's got 19 though today.
That's going to be good enough.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to look up here. I got the live feed on the Wi-Fi here from VTV, and that's from Strata Networks. So I'm going to pull up Stansbury because I'd like to know, what's going to happen. What are we going to see?
It's going to be a tough game, but look, they're putting one in here together. They.
Well, you saw them rounding into form. We've come to a couple of games, and they lost the Wasatch game, and but they had that, like I say, Dallas Entry, this pro-style quarterback throwing strikes all over the field. But you saw them rounding into form, and they started gaining momentum. They beat a quality Park City team in a thriller. They're beating their rival, in the Basin Bowl.
Taking care of their rival game for sure.
Well, and there goes the Union coaching staff, and they've got smiles all over the face. That's a quality win. I know the game's not over with 5:12 left. Crazy things have happened. But at 28-7, it sure looks good for them.
It would have to be pretty crazy. You're
going to go to Stansbury to play. Stansbury's record is 8-0.
And that's a great kick. I went out. I thought it was.
They beat Uintah 51-0. They beat Park City 42-7. They beat Delta 27-7. Bear River 37-7. Tooele 55-0. Had an overtime game against Morgan, who's always tough, 29-28. They beat Desert Hills 12-7, another close game. 35-0 against Ogden. Close game against Grantsville, 14-13, and then Ben Lomond 42-0.
One of the things out here in the Basin that's a little tough is when our teams go in fourth, we travel to the number one team from another region, and we play a top quality team.
Yeah. Well, and they're building steam. I can't wait to see what these programs do. Uintah matched its win total from last year, but have a lot more energy on both sides of the ball. The Cougars changed the whole dynamic of their team, finished 5-5.
And they're going a little younger.
Right.
They're taking those athletes and building the program out. And credit's the player of the game.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
I know that the Utes, they have a pretty good JV squad, and their future looks really bright as well.
Yeah, and you're learning a brand new system. Like I say, a lot more energy on both sides of the ball.
Coach Reitz will have him in shape for next year.
Yep. Here goes the ball, a little kind of a sort of a squib kick. Lands about the 25-yard line, picked up, ran laterally.
Nice.
Sheds the first tackle, doesn't shed the next two. The run back was Patrick Massey.
Patrick's also a sophomore.
Yeah, he's got some speed. We haven't seen a lot of action from Massey tonight.
He's a big, strong kid, though. He's going to give him some future here at Uintah.
Yeah, that JV squad keeps winning.
Yeah, they do. So their future's bright as well. They're building for the future a little differently. Give these seniors a chance to play, and this varsity squad a chance to learn as well.
Boy, Connolly keeper, and he picks up about 17 yards on the play. Moves the ball up to about the 41-yard line. And I'd like to have seen this kind of adjustment earlier in the game, that quick strike adjustment. You know, they're getting destroyed. You see right there, they're just using the speed of the Cougars against them. 2 players overran the play, and they just ducked up underneath them. Took themselves out by being over pursuing.
I think they're thinking beyond this game already.
Yeah.
It's a little tough not to.
And the Utes playing for pride right now. They'd like to put another touchdown on the board. 4:42 left in the game.
And they need to. They need to just play for pride right now. And
another nice run.
Oh, and there
puts the ball on the
oh, and it bounces right up into.
Oh, and look at him running. Boy, that's number 4, Wyatt Kessler, coming in.
Right in his hands.
Boy, you get the ball. The football bounces in such odd ways. But here we go. We get handoff to number 4. That's Domichelle. Squirts out. Bounces right to him, and he just says,
to the other number 4.
Look what
That's kind of how it's gone tonight for him.
Well, the Cougars had some bad calls, some bad bounces there in the first period. We end the first period 0-0, and then they stepped on the gas. But boy, you couldn't,
everything's gone their way the rest of the game.
Boy, you see that bounce, it just bounces on the ground right up in the breadbasket. A lot of times you see them scrambling around on the ground trying to get to the ball because it's so slippery, but.
No, and now we want to see him do well.
Oh, and you see Winterton, he comes up out of the center, he gets his cleat stepped on, can't get out of there, and still hands off the ball. 5 yards to none other than Nick Smith.
They get yards. They get yards every time they touch it.
Got his cleat stepped on. Sometimes you see a quarterback that happen to, and they just fall flat on their face. And he kept his.
That's what you were wanting to see, Mark.
Yeah, I would have added a little bit of
little excitement.
Yeah, that happened to me. We were supposed to sit down here and you stepped on my toes, and I fell on my face. But the cameras didn't catch me looking klutzy. Yeah, look at him taking as much time as possible, and he's going to wait. There's the rear line judge starting the 5-second count for delay game, and when they snap the ball, Nielsen muscles his way up for 4 yards. Going to bring third and about 3. Yeah, and you'll watch that rear line judge will start that 5-second count waving his hand, and Winterton just waited until that 5-second count started, then got up under center. Well coached.
One of the programs that'll benefit from this game is the next sports. Basketball. Kids can get done early and get going in the next sport.
Yeah,
for the Ute side.
Which one of these football players go on? Which ones are playing on the? I know you're a little bit closer tied to the basketball program than I am.
I'm not sure which ones will get over there and start their football or their basketball career, but
Nielsen gets what appears to be enough for a first down based on the initial spot.
And Union, they get to keep playing. What a fun thing. They didn't get to do that last year, and this year they do. So good for them to put together a great season.
Yeah, 500 ball, and they got to go to Stansbury. Now, Stansbury and Union have played some similar foes, both of them beating Park City. And Union didn't come around into form till, towards the latter half of the season anyway. So I don't think it's going to be a blowout when they go there. I think Stansbury is going to have all the trouble they're going to want and more.
They're gonna make them nervous. They can win that game if they want to.
Nielsen up the middle, and he gets.
Give those two the ball. They just keep running. Nielsen and Nick.
A couple of those.
Smith.
Those Cougars have those yellow gloves on, and I see those gloves flashing. It almost looks like the laundry coming on the field,
It does.
You see the receiver. It's number 7. His hands flashes right there. Is that a flag? But the referees got a little quiet. They were the biggest story of the first period, and then we didn't see as many calls, and that's because you come into this.
Union's fault. Union did that.
Come in a little over anxious and want to do a little too much.
Just like the kids, it's a big game. It's a big game for everyone.
Yeah. There's the first down.
Up through the middle, Nick Smith again. Yeah,
137.
This is it. That should do it. They can take a knee and finish this off.
Last week when we were over in Union, they were playing. Boy, I forgot the name of the team they played. I can't remember. Anyway, the point being,
Wasatch.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Wasatch. Anyhow, they were losing, and the team took a knee right on the 1 yard line. I thought that was a nice show.
No, that's a good show.
And, you get in that victory formation, and you just. But it looks like possibly they're going to continue to try to gain yards. 136 left, and they do hand it right up the middle. There's no secret to what they're doing. They're just going right up the middle. They run the same play 5 times in a row,
and they get 5 yards every time.
Yeah.
I coach a group of kids in the other football game, soccer, and we have half Union and half Uintah kids on that team. And they're smart, athletic kids over there. And you and I both live here in Vernal, and it's fun to see them succeed well there, too.
Yeah.
Good for Union tonight.
It's fun to see a team, your rivals, your whole life. I got to beat Uintah, or I got to beat Union, And you get them on a team like that, and they kind of just shed that immediately, and they just bond as a team. It doesn't matter who they're playing with. They just want to compete and win. Right up the middle, and they're going to give that to their son. It might be a freshman. That's number 16. That's a number I haven't called. That's Dylan Brown.
He's a junior. Just
5'4", 125 pounds, and that's after they got him wet when they put him on the scale, and he got blown up.
Yeah, but he loved every minute of it.
Yeah, he sure did. He comes to all the practices. He works hard just like everyone else. He's glad to get a carry in it. That's the ball game. With this production, Uintah Basin high school football action, I want to have a special thanks to the high school administration tonight and the coaching staff for their coordination in helping us make this coverage possible. And thank VTV Channel 6 for a successful and fun season. We said it all tonight. Union came out and really laid the wood down on the Utes, and they dominate. They're going to move on. They're in the playoffs.
They're going to go out to Stansbury, give it a shot.
I want to thank
John. Hope they do good.
I thank John Nurden for filling in. I had my normal partner Brian Nielsen went over to Altamont to catch the Duchesne Altamont game. You can watch that on rebroadcast on Monday night, and we had a great season. It's fun to watch these kids compete and play, and it's great fun to be here and participate with all those guys. I want to thank all of the crew that comes from VTV Channel 6. We have camera operators Danny McKenna and Alex Munson. Graphics with Tyler Rasmussen. Audio and video support Gerald Davies. Network engineer, live stream Brett Simmons. Director and producer Dale Allred. I want to thank Bluebell for player of the game tickets. We're going to give that to Nick Smith.
Nick earned it.
He did earn it.
It's a tell of two sides right now. The Utes are done, and somber, and the Cougars, they're just ready to go for the next one.
They move on to the next level. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. I'm Mark Mason. With me was John Nurden. Have a great night. We'll catch you for basketball later this year.
Tonight's game coverage is presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center, CrossFit Avenue, L&L Motor, Moon Lake Electric, and Western Petroleum.